Good start by Pakistan here in Napier. Short, that'll be wide down the leg side. Well, Frankie, you just mentioned about a little bit of indecision from Will Young, and I think it was borne out in his dismissal. And it was in good areas. Do I play? Do I leave? Actually tried to leave it in the end. Fortunately, it just became slip catching practice. That's exactly where Naseem Shah has to live, and if he does, he's going to be a handful.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think we have to be prepared to be driven at times in New Zealand conditions. Just keep control of that.
That's gone fine. We'll run away for 4. Another boundary for Nick Kelly. Not quite the area he was looking for, but he'll take the runs. Inside edge that's flying away for 4.
And this is the benefit of fully committing to the shot. What we had seen, that indecision with Will Young early on, there's no indecision here. Trying to leather that through the offside. Nick Kelly gets the bottom edge, finds a little bit of space, and it races away. Now just looks like Keith Java just struggling a little bit with his footing at the crease. Gets the sawdust out. It is very grassy on top. It's the... It can have that slippery feel for the seamers on that front foot. Horrible feeling.
Magic sawdust solves all the problems, Frank. Also, the outfield, there's a touch on the lush side with the rain we had yesterday here in Napier, so you're running from that onto a hard grassy surface, so no surprise there. Front foot, so important in terms of your landing for the left armour. Oh, that's short and left alone, and hard work for Mohamed Rizwan, who parried it to second slip. Gee, there's some carry. Love to see that side on. Just see that carry from the left armour.
Yeah, flying through. There's some lateral movement off the surface too, making it a real handful. Seen it throughout his short form career, list A career. He's not afraid of the short ball. He's someone who loves to roll the face.
Past the outside edge. It's one of the things that, from a batting point of view, you're looking for is width. As soon as you get width, you're basically going hard at it, throwing the bat at it. Width is your friend from a batting point of view. Kelly's missed out a couple of times through that offside. It's the New Zealand lineup. Mark Chapman coming at number 4, and Daryl Mitchell, who's playing his 50th one-day international for his country, listed at 5. Michael Bracewell, who's been excellent, captains the side from number 6, and then Muhammad Abbas, who has Pakistan ties, who'll come in at number 7 in the order. Yeah, this is testing from the Pakistan bowlers. I think, Frankie, if they got to choose some sort of surface, they could put in what they'd like, whether it be bounce, a little bit of movement, some swing as well, that would help. This surface here would be pretty close to the perfect pitch that they'd be after.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any fast bowler that would be too unhappy with this one. Good covering of grass across it, really nice sheen to it, hard underfoot. There's pace, there's bounce, there's conditions that are favourable. The swing bowling, there's a little bit of seam, some nibble in the surface.
Well, of course, it's a new surface, it's a new drop-in, and for a number of years, playing PAK had a wicket block. But now, like a lot of New Zealand grounds that are multi-purpose, where rugby and soccer and other sports are played, the drop-in pitch has become an important part of the surface. And it's, yeah, it's, I have to say, the ground staff done a terrific job with the surface. They really have. This time of the year, heading towards the end of summer, the back end. A little bit of room back on the inside, pass Mohamed Rizwan, who got a paw on it. And that's good running too from Kelly. He comes back for 2. Excellent from him to run 2 byes to end the 4th over. New Zealand 15 for 1. 15 for 1 New Zealand. It's a contest here in Napier between bat and ball. There's been some help for Pakistan. Nasim Shah, 1 for 1 from his 2 overs, has been outstanding. He's been a real handful. Henry Nicholls in at number 3. Brought into the New Zealand squad after the injury to Tom Latham. And he gets an opportunity at number 3 in this New Zealand order.
That was a testing examination early on. Nasim Shah hanging it out there with the wider line. That was the ball that angled back in past the outside edge. There was that constant decision to play or to leave. One ball pitched up and then again right in the middle, right in that corridor area of uncertainty, top of the stumps. And that was probably what we'd seen throughout the Will Young innings, is there just wasn't that full commitment.
Oh, he's got a long way across. A long way across there, Henry Nicholls. Some chat from Pakistan, but no, they're not going to go upstairs. You have to be very careful going that far across. Oh, I thought it was close. I thought it was really close. Surprises me that Pakistan haven't gone upstairs. Shake of the head from Paul Rifle. Wonder if the bounce, that might have been the only thing, but you have to feel that it has to be full to hit the stumps on the surface that has bounce. But tell you what, Frankie, it didn't look too bad with the naked eye. Tell you what, that's out.
Yeah, it does. It looks close indeed. It's just where the bounce that you do see here at Napier, it has pitched in line.
Oh.
Well, the umpiring, spot on.
Oh, that's fuller. That's fuller. A little bit of in swing. This time Nasim Shah's interested. Paul Rifle says no, and Pakistan look a little bit more animated about this. Looking for opinions, Mohammed Rizwan. How long have I got left? Let's have a look. Upstairs he goes, just in time.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for LBW. On-field decision is not out. I've checked the feet, it's a fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please. Front on coming up now. Okay, ball is close to the bat. Can we confirm with Ultra Edge 1 available, please? Get it rolling through. Yeah, keep rolling through. Yeah, we've got a clear gap between bat and ball, so ball tracking when available, please.
Missing at the front pad. What straightened it up?
Just waiting for ball tracking, Paul. Ball tracking coming up now. Original decision is not out. Pitching in line, impact in line, and it's umpire's call on hitting the wickets, Paul, so stay with your original decision of not out. Stand by. On screen signal now.
Stay with the original decision, which was not out by Paul Rifle, and it was umpire's call. So it was not far away, and you can understand why Pakistan went upstairs. Fuller in length that brought stumps into play. And Henry Nicholls just falling over a touch. It wasn't far away.
He's in the action, Paul Rifle. A couple of good decisions made. I actually thought it was inside edge, but the two sounds was front pad, then back pad. And 2 good pieces of umpiring from Paul Rifle.
Yeah, Nichols has to be careful. That's now a couple of deliveries he's fallen over on with the ball swinging back in. That's the danger delivery. Vastly experienced umpire is Paul Rifle, standing in his 96th ODI. He's been around the traps for a long time. Firstly as a player for Australia. Also Chris Brown, he's in his 38th ODI, very good New Zealand umpire. And another excellent over here from Nassim Shah. Oh, is that going to be wide? It is. Put the curse on him. He's looking at another maiden. Couldn't finish it off.
It very well could be a few little nerves around for Henry Nicholls too. Missed a good chunk of the home summer, New Zealand summer, calf injury. Spent a lot of time on the sidelines, came back into the Canterbury side, piled on the runs, but hasn't been sighted in a black shirt since November of last year. Hasn't been seen in the Test match white since 2003, so a huge opportunity for Henry Nicholls that I'm sure he'll be wanting to take with both hands here.
Nice shape. It's another excellent over from Shah.
Muhammad Ali into the sides on one-day international debut today for Pakistan. Saw him during the T20 series. Mixed bag for Muhammad Ali. That is his list A career to date. He's got some heats, and Naseem and Akif have got Pakistan off to a solid start here. 16 for 1 New Zealand. Length's been good. Plenty of movement. And he'll start with a wide, as we say. Good morning to Grant Elliott. Good morning, mate.
Yeah, morning, Scotty. Morning to all those viewers out there. There's certainly a little bit of swing out there, and Pakistan are amazing at doing that. Naseem Shah, lovely shape away, and I was watching Muhammad Ali in the warm-ups, and he can swing it back to the left-handers. So 2 left-handers out there at the moment. It's a real opportunity to hit those boards and look for those LBWs.
There's more swing than a Blenheim cul-de-sac out there at the moment, but we kind of expected that with pitch conditions.
Yeah, nice to see Nick Kelly still out there. What a beautiful shot that was for him to get off the mark, start his ODI career. There's a few nerves initially. Akif was bowling a very hostile spell there, term left arm. It's a bit awkward. Suddenly a beautiful cover drive, just high elbow. Nice confident way to get off the start, to start his career.
Nicely flicked away, but there is protection. Fine leg. I guess for Nick Kelly too, it's about processing this moment in his career. He's had to work damn hard to get here. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the eldest since Luke Ronke to make a debut for New Zealand. 30 plus now, Nick Kelly. So he's been on the domestic scene for a long time, but I guess even though he brings that experience here, this is a shot. And so there's a different kind of adrenaline that flows through, a different kind of nervousness. I know he'll say that's excitement, not nervousness. But it's still a big moment, and I like the way he's navigated early. It's a couple of nice shots. Oh, and that is just wide of Rizwan. It'll run away. It's a good effort from the keeper. It's leg byes. And another boundary in the bank for New Zealand.
Yeah, Nicholls has been falling over a touch in this innings, and he's got to get that right, especially when there's bowlers swinging the ball back in. His head position was better there, still unable to get the blade on it. All you have to do to delivery like that is just get some bat on, and you get immediate runs. Yes, it's 14 runs anyway. but he would have liked to have got bat on ball there. They really are testing him full and straight, looking to hit those boards.
It's been some kind of hiatus, hasn't it, for Henry Nicholls? And he too, just like Kelly at the other end, he'll have his own nerves for different reasons. He's been here, done that. He's been out of the test side, he's been out of the white ball side, so he gets an opportunity here due to some injuries in the New Zealand camp. And he'll be keen to take this chance in both hands.
Yeah, it's true what you're talking about, Scotty. There's always different challenges there psychologically, and your psychologists will call it arousal levels, and you don't want to get too high, too low. You want to be right at that consistent, high-performing state of mind.
Oh, that's just come off the inside edge of the bats, and maybe slightly fortuitous for Nick Kelly there. Only extracting a little bit of bounce out of this McLean Park pitch.
Both these players will be trying hard. Nick Kelly trying hard to show that he deserves to be there. And Henry Nicholls trying hard to stay in a team that he's been dropped from. And I don't know if you remember, but in 2019, Henry Nicholls opened the batting in the World Cup final. So he went up and down that order like a bit of a yo-yo, and then eventually lost his place. So he'll be fighting hard to put a performance in here.
On the swivel this time. Just pick up a single. And that is the last ball of the over. 25 for 1 after 6. Very pleasant conditions for cricket today. And it's an examination for New Zealand as Naseem into his 4th over. And again, that lovely shape back into Nicholls. And there's a bonus run here for Henry Nicholls.
Well, really good adjustment there from Henry Nicholls. He actually got his weight and transferred it forward. Look at his head position there. These were 2 LBW chances early on. That one was umpire's call. This one here, look at his head, so far away from the ball. He needs to transfer that weight forward, get his eyes level, try and get his head behind the delivery to be able to hit that crisply and precisely.
Oh, has that fallen just short? Oh, we'll have a look at this again. Abdullah Shafiq. It was just clipped up. I don't know whether this has landed just ahead of him or whether that's in and out.
High up on the bat there from Kelly. Oh, so close. You have to say, great captaincy. With the shape, they've decided to take the slip out and put more a mid-wicket catcher. Naseem Shah just giving words of encouragement to his mate.
Still the one slip in for Naseem Shah. Oh, Nick Kelly decides to take it on. And that might just be the way they've got to go. Some good footwork on the boundary initially from Muhammad Ali. And he's just realised he's got 2 hands for that job.
Oh, it's good aggressive stuff from Nick Kelly on debut. Naseem Shah. Decided, well, I'm not going to allow you to bowl that line and length because it's dangerous. How can I get you off that line and length? Move my feet, look to play aggressively, put a little bit more pressure back on the bowler.
Well, now the response. Oh, and that is a beaut. And this is a good leave too, trusting the bounce this time. Nick Kelly.
This is a fantastic spell, this from Naseem Shah. Look at that seam presentation, bolt upright, and good leave. You'll have to say an excellent leave. Leaving on bounce. And you know it's too short. You play at it, the only thing there is danger. Can give it a little nick off the outside edge.
It's a great leave because now in Naseem's mind he's thinking, right, that's too short, that length, if I want to knock over pole. So does he go a bit fuller? He does, and it's left again. A couple of movements in that over for me for Nick Kelly. One, the charge down, trying to bash Naseem off his length. Then that leave, that's a frustrator for the bowler.
it's definitely frustrating for the bowler, but I think Naseem Shah, I feel like he's in control in this spell. He's just bowled so precisely, and to right and left-handers. He's got the ball on a string. He's saying to the batter, you're going to have to make the play here. He's not straying. He's not trying anything different. He's just staying on that line and length, waiting for a mistake.
Again, it's off the inside edge. Kelly trying to rise up and ride that bounce. And that's twice now. Kelly's got away with that. 31 for 1. Ali will continue from the embankment end here at McLean Park. New Zealand 31 for 1. It's been a fine spell, as Grant has mentioned, from Naseem. Tight line, just angling across Kelly. It's a different challenge that Muhammad Ali poses, but it's Naseem Shah's accuracy so far that has impressed.
Yeah, it's also, he's bowling a magnificent spell from the one end, but he needs to be supported here. Akif maybe was taken off. I thought he showed signs of good pace, good bounce, and there was something there. But they've taken him off after 2 overs, maybe felt that he wasn't supporting Naseem Shah well enough.
Trying to cut that. It's just a little too close. No one's looked overly certain so far from a New Zealand perspective.
And perhaps they feel that Muhammad Ali can provide a little bit more consistency in the pitch, a little bit of swing, maybe a touch of the same that we've seen from Naseem Shah. If they can build that partnership together, build pressure, just wait for a mistake from one of these batters. There's been opportunities.
Yeah, Kelly was swinging through the line there, just hit that seam and jags back a little, as does this. It's just closer in.
That was brilliant from Kelly. Ball swinging back into the pads, and you just see the line of his eyes and his head just coming forward, the transfer of weight, and that was the difference between him and Henry Nicholls. Watch his head, eyes level, bang, and his weight goes straight through towards the bowler, as opposed to falling away to point and then having to play across the delivery, which brings in the LBW, which is exactly how these bowlers are trying to get these left-handers out.
That's a wild one, and that'll be wide, signalled by umpire Brown.
It hasn't just been swing, we've seen the odd off-cutter from Naseem Shah. It's tough up there at the moment, and we thought it would be. We thought the first hour would be tough just to assess the conditions. Generally favours the seam bowlers, so at the moment, would New Zealand be happy where they are? I guess so. Maybe a touch more runs.
And that one is past the bat again. Yeah, just the 1 wicket so far, and that was Will Young, who never looked comfortable out there. Naseem Shah had his way with him. He was caught by Salman off the bowling of Naseem. Just the 1 run from 11 balls faced, so an indication of how tough going it has been so far for New Zealand. And Will Young has been a big fan of this ground in the past.
Well, he's had a great 18 months as Will Young. He's a fine player. Big wicket for Pakistan to get early on.
Oh, that squares him up. And did a runaway past. And another leg by. Hard to get a run off the bat here for New Zealand.
Yeah, when we look at Will Young, I mean, Will Young is, the batting rankings was number 25 he's gone up to. So 7 batters in the top 50. Mitchell. And the next highest for New Zealand was Harry Nichols. End of the 8th, 33 for 1.
Extras for all Pakistan's good work with the ball. That is the most extras within the first 10 overs of a one-day international here in New Zealand in a very long time. 6 of those leg byes, 5 wides, 1 no ball. And Akif had a 2-over spell, and he's come back for a little more from the centennial end. Gangly stride in. It's a relaxed delivery style. Grant Elliott may be dying next to me in the comms box, so he's just excused himself. And there's the wicket of Young. It's a good catch, falling away. Salman is dropping on him, and Will Young naturally disappointed, but a very pumped up Naseem Shah knows that he had earned that wicket. Got the ball talking. His line was perfect. His lengths have been outstanding so far on this pitch. He's figured it out. Bowled him! There it is. Fresh back, Hakeem. Kelly has to go. That is a ripping delivery. It was full and straight. It just did enough in the air. And a first international wicket for Akif Javed on debut.
Well, he was impressive in his first spell. He bowled with pace bounce. This one just goes with the arm. No swing away. The perfect length. He was maybe a touch short in his first spell. Finds the length on this McLean Park wicket. And Nick Kelly on debut goes for 15. Well bowled by Akif. 33 for 2.
Well, Mark Chapman enjoyed a wonderful innings in the T20 series at Eden Park. He's a good contributor to this side. 2 centuries, 3 half centuries at best of 1, 2, 4 not outs. 30 matches so far. A good average too, and they'll need a couple of calm heads here. New Zealand was debutant on debutant. Akif on Kelly, and it was straight. Just did a little off the seam, and that is a seed that. And he's pretty happy. Getting the congratulations of his team as well he might. Special moment.
Gee, what a delivery that was, Scotty. Just a little bit of a scrambled seam. Initially we've seen a bit of swing away from the left-hander. Just going on with the arm.
Oh, that one does go away from the left-hander. Gee, he's got a run-up, hasn't he, Akif? Yeah, fantastic triple jumper.
Difficult thing is, Scotty, is that, you know, as you walk out, you might say to Nick Kelly, Chapman might say, oh, what's it doing? Oh, that one just trailed into me a little bit. And you go out there, and that one, it seems away from you. So sometimes it's best to just not even ask the outgoing batter.
That's it. You've seen the TV, mate. Enjoy. That's a straight one again. That looked to be going down leg, although there's genuine excitement behind the stumps. But Paul Rifle, he's been eagle-eyed today. There's been 2 big LBW appeals so far. Paul Rifle's been on the right side of both, including the DRS. I don't think Rizwan is going to tempt fate here.
Well, they're making chances. They are. There's opportunities out there for Pakistan, and it's because they're finding the length. That one there, the scrambled seam again. So the first one went away from Chapman, and that one just went on with the arm. He thought maybe it was hitting leg stump. Well, he says height there. He does get a lot of bounce, does Akif.
He generates power, doesn't he, through that run up. Chest pumping. We'll have a look at Hawkeye on this LBW shout, and good decision not to review that one. Pretty clear-cut decision too for umpire Rifle.
He's got a great action, Akif. You're right, Scott. He puts in a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's just in this run up here, and you'll just see that side-to-side shoulder movement. It's a big leap on the delivery stride too. That's the end of the over, 33 for 2.
Right, let's have a little look at his action from side on. I think one of the things that good lean forward from Akif, good energy. It's this jump. Look how far away he jumps next to the umpire. That is a bound that would hurt a lot of these commentators' knees. Incredible stuff.
It's nicely played. Got up high on the back foot this time, Nichols. And he's kicked that away back with a point. Get a couple out of it.
They just haven't looked settled, New Zealand, as a batting unit. And that's because Pakistan, they're hitting the right areas. They're asking a few questions on the short ball. When they get that length right, it looks so dangerous. But still just the one catcher in its slip and one at short mid-wicket. So potentially Muhammad Ali still looking to swing the ball back into the pads, looking for that LBW. And that's why the mid-wicket catcher is in. It's just if they get that length right, the batter comes forward and looks to punch the ball to mid-on, just finds the inside half of the bat. And that fielder there with the yellow shoes, I think it might be Babar Azam. We've seen an opportunity. Nick Kelly just hit one just short of him when facing Naseem Shah. I think he should be in just maybe about 3 or 4 meters closer.
Well, that is that shot again that you talked about earlier, Grant. Just, it's a troubling line for Nichols. Just on his legs. He's not quite adapting to that. And there hasn't been a lot of foot movement at all from Henry Nichols today.
Yeah, well, sometimes what happens is that your head falls, so then to stop your head from falling, your foot doesn't go anywhere. You need to be able to transfer that weight forward, but actually get that head. The initial movement is straight towards where the bowler's bowling from. Henry Nichols just falling a little bit towards cover, which is making it difficult. He's playing across himself.
That is wide. And then some. Bit of an effort ball from Muhammad Ali, but didn't quite get that one right, so he'll have to bowl it again.
Apologies, it's Abdullah Shafiq in at short mid-wicket, who's come in just a little bit more now. He's come in that 3 or 4 meters closer. So, very fancy shoes on. Nice yellow numbers, something that I think, Scotty, you could wear in the commentary box.
Oh, is that an edge? No, it's not. It's gone past the edge. It was a swing, and it was almost a swing in anger, really, for Nichols. A frustrated-looking shot. Yeah, well, look, I'm just in my jandals at the moment, Grant. Thought I'd get into the seaside vibe.
It was toe end. Oh, that was so
Jeez, that's
close.
close.
Just short. It didn't look like there was a lot of commotion out there.
Well, that's why I was slightly confused. No one seemed to bat an eyelid. That is a fair chunk he's got on that as well, and just short. Good honesty in the slip cordon.
And Muhammad Ali almost apologised for it not carrying. Maybe because he just didn't bend his back enough on that delivery. I'm not sure. 136 k's an hour. But off the toe end, sometimes it just takes pace away from the delivery. It's another opportunity there.
That was low five, that whole sequence. And again, tucking him up down that leg side line.
Yeah, it's a struggle for Nichols at the moment. He's trying to get through this period, trying to get through this patch where it's been a bit of a struggle. Even the cut shot, which he's so proficient at. Oh, wow.
Tell you what, I mean, I'm all for it if you think that's bounce, but there would be 3 teams I know in the world who'd be all over that on review. They'd be asking the question. They would be asking the question.
Well, on review, I'm actually not convinced, Scotty. I still think it may have gone straight in the hands.
Nichols just plays this to short leg, and it's 10 overs up here, 36 for 2. Two down New Zealand, 10 overs gone of their 50 allotted, 36 on the board. Here's O'Keefe, who's looked the goods, especially his last over. That one just trailing down leg, and it's clipped away by Chapman. Gee, it's lefty central at the top of this order for New Zealand, isn't it? Well, let's have a look at Nick Kelly on debut today. Here's the last batter out. He's gone for 15 off 29. A bit edgy from Kelly, you can understand. There's a few nerves around. He's played some good shots as well, but indication there of just how challenging it was early doors, and that delivery from O'Keefe, his undoing as he tried to go forward. Unless he played once more backward square.
It's a wee bit unfair on Kelly, to be fair. He got off the mark with a beautiful cover drive, but he found it difficult because there's movement out there. So, you know, there's a few edges, and he definitely found it very difficult. But try to get through that period, and so is Henry Nichols. Henry Nichols is trying to get through this period. Will Young found it difficult. A testament to how well these Pakistan bowlers are bowling at the moment.
It's a solid line, that. Chapman just caught in between.
And you're watching these batters, it doesn't look like any of them look comfortable at the moment. I mean, Chapman's missed that by a good 3 or 4 inches. They've got the ball on the string. Look at that. Going from the T20s where everything was hitting the middle of the bat. You saw the Nick Kelly just inside edges, the odd outside edge.
Well, this time 3 days ago in a T20 it was all over. So Pakistan bowling unit will be enjoying some time on top here.
And they've found a length, haven't they, Scotty? They've just found a decent length where there's enough seam movement, bit of swing, keeping the batters guessing, making it very difficult in this power play.
Look a bit more at ease too, knowing there's time in the game, and there's not the frenetic start that they had throughout the 5-match T20 series, even though O'Keefe was not part of that, of course. Just from a mindset point of view, you get a couple of good overs in, build that pressure early, and then suddenly you've got the momentum. You're on top in the game rather than going for 20s off and over, as some of the Pakistani bowlers did through the T20 series. So there'll be a few out there with a bit of scar tissue around. Muhammad Ali will be one of them. Harris Ralph another.
Yeah, and I think they look towards Shaheen Shah Afridi to lead the attack, and today Naseem Shah's come in and he's led it. He's bowled extremely well, and he's like, boys, this is the standard, and they seem to have all followed from that example early on.
Good width, and it takes full toll here. That should run away to the boundary at will. It was just speeding up as it went. That is a lovely shot, one of the best of the day from a New Zealand point of view. Chapman into his runs, 42 for 2.
Yeah, lovely. Over-pitched by Akif, only slightly. It's almost the outside half of the bat, but it was balanced. Good foundation to hit from, and just punches through the delivery. The first boundary for Chapman.
Top edge, get in, can't get in. Well, went after it. Just a little high on the bat, a little late on the shot, and very, very lucky. Nichols.
One leg. And the middle one, please. And that's middle stop. Thank you.
Typical fast bowler when it comes to field positions. If it goes over your head, you're too far in. If it falls short, you're not far enough in, off the rope. You can never really keep them happy.
Yeah, he's just desperate to get in on the wicket-taking act today. A little bit of a tough T20 series did Muhammad Ali. Love to pick up a bag full of wickets here.
There's plenty there for the seamers. I think we got it right at the pitch report. It's a rarity for myself, but the coldness suggesting there's some moisture there for the ball to bite into and to grip and hold on. Eugene, good catch, no, down. I thought he had that. I thought it was a goodie. It was wide, but at that height, that is probably a comfortable height to catch. Living dangerously, these two New Zealanders right now.
Yeah, it's flown quickly. That's the one thing. The advantage of Mark Chapman. He's gone hard at it. And just on the top of the left hand. Diving away, agreed, it's that nice comfortable catch. That height, yes, he's had to dive away, but if you had to pick a height when you're diving, that's the one. It did everything but go in the hand.
Yeah, the nature of this game being a one-day match, these two, they want to be able to drive. Every now and then they'll go after it. They'll look to go after width, but there is some movement there. I don't think this is an easy surface to hit the ball away through the covers. And if Pakistan get it right here, if they can put some dot ball pressure on these two, they will create chances, which they already have. Goes after it again, gets away with it again. One bounce for 4. Not controlled, pretty streaky. But right now, you'll take him any way you can get him.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That feeling of finally being able to get something that you can pounce on. The short ball reasonably well directed just over the right shoulder of Henry Nicholls. And he's onto it like a flash. Not exactly where he would have planned for it to go, but it is 4 nonetheless. A little wry smile from the bowler.
I'd be pulling his hair out in this over. A couple of half chances and a couple of top edges. .49 for 2. Nice, he clipped away on the onside. Fine leg is up, and well, there's 2 back there actually. Fine leg is back as well as backward square. What I quite like as a field set, it's allowing a key to actually attack the stumps a little bit more to these left-handers.
Yeah, completely agree. As the 50 comes up for New Zealand, I do enjoy field setting. There's protection out, allows them to bowl nice and straight. Still the 2 slips in place.
No run.
It's good captaincy. So often you see once that first power play is done, you've got the opportunity to start pushing fielders back, that you don't often see slips in place too. And so I love the fact that Mohammad Rizwan opting to still keep those catches in place.
I like this. I like the surface, but I hope it does the same with in the second innings. I hope that the new ball for the New Zealanders actually moves around a little bit as well, so it's fair. The juice remains in it, that it doesn't dry out too much over the first 50 overs. He wants to hook, but he's not really in control of that shot at the moment. Because I think we've seen, T20 cricket, flat wickets, get some pace, let players go at it. People want to see high scoring. I think now the 50-over game can be a little bit more even when it comes to the battle between bat and ball. And even to me means that the opening bowlers with a hard new ball and a hard seam get something out of it. And the opening batters aren't there to just smash through the line on the up. They have to work and play like top order opening batters. Oh, no. Why didn't he shelve it? It had 3 goes at playing that hook shot. It had come off once and it was risky, and this is an absolute schmozzle.
Further reward for Akif. He's been excellent so far today on debut, been able to pitch the ball up and swing it, had good control over length, and he is not too shy going to the short ball. And this one for Henry Nicholls, it's the cue ender right off the toe of the bat. Chalk that one up as he walks off. He's Akif's 2nd wicket of the day. And he's gone for just the 11 on his return to the New Zealand side. New Zealand 50 for 3. And with the fall of that 3rd wicket, it will be time for a drinks break, and it will be a Powerade drinks break.
Oh, it's been hard work for the New Zealanders. Nick Kelly was out there with Young, who played missed at a few, and then sort of played and tried to withdraw the bat and didn't miss it. There's been some swing. Ball's held up every so often. There's been bounce as well. There's plenty there for the Quicks. Kelly was working pretty hard in his maiden one-day innings and just missed a straight one trying to hit it down the ground. There's been half chances, drop catches, and some skew whiff stuff as well. That brings Mitchell to the middle. Good fighter. A lot of experience. 50th game today as well. I think you need a bit of fight about you, a bit of process. These conditions to me suggest that anything around that just over or over 250 would be competitive if the New Zealanders get the same movement and bounce with the ball, which they probably will. So there's no need to panic if you're not scoring out there at the moment.
Yeah, there just has to be that trust that you know as the ball gets a little bit older, gets a little bit softer, the wicket loses a little bit of its sting, it's going to spend the rest of the day under the sunshine. You know that the sting's going to come out of the surface, and it does eventually flatten out to be a really good batting track. You've got short boundaries you can utilise. Extras won't stay the top scorer for the rest of the day. But you have to be able to find a way to fight through it, get to that stage. 50 for 3.
Well, whoever does the laundry for the Pakistan team is could be about to lose their job.
Just got good taste, borrowing it off the spinner. It's sometimes thought of as well that there can be a little bit of shirt swapping go on, that it's good luck. If someone's played well the game before and they've taken wickets, they've scored runs, and actually it's the number that's done it. Wouldn't be a number I'd choose.
No! For those that don't know, it's Harris Ralph, by the way. Maybe something happened with his laundry and his shirts didn't come back. Maybe his luggage didn't arrive. At the moment, in this country, it feels like you're lucky if your whole plane arrives. Not just your bag.
That sounded a little doom and gloom, that. Our national air carrier's not that bad.
Really? I might beg to differ, to tell you the truth. Oh, they changed it. Yeah, I think the boss is leaving soon. Yeah. No.
He's been brilliant, that man there, on debut. An international debut today for the left arm quick. 2 for 18 in his 5 overs. He has just looked a genuine handful.
Different sort of bowler now. He's quick. He's the quickest of the bowlers. He'll charge in, but he's not a swing bowler, let's say. And I think the others have been very good for the surface. They've got some movement through the air. They've presented the scene very well. So Rolf will charge in, and he might just slide on a bit. New Zealanders might quite like. Provide a few more scoring opportunities. He'll bowl for wickets. He'll charge in. He'll be aggressive, and that may offer up a few more scoring opportunities.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? With Harris Ralph, loves taking wickets. They use him as their genuine strike bowler whenever they need to break a partnership. That's the man they bring on. But at times can be expensive.
No run.
But he's someone who loves to get into the competition. This will be a really good battle. Daryl Mitchell, real competitor. Prepared to work hard through those middle overs. And Harris Ralph, he is a competitor personified. Big fast bowler, loves charging in, loves getting himself into the action. Still got 2 slips in place.
Squared up, and a thick enough outside edge to get away with it. Yeah, it's a battle. I like this, I really do. 14 gone, 53 for 3. Well, they're optimists in our graphics department, to say the least.
Be good to watch though, wouldn't it? 12 and over from here. Start off 53 for 3 in the first 14 and put 485 on the board. That's what we're talking about. Graph through the new ball and then cash in later.
But that's the new graph in one-day cricket now. It has changed. It's definitely arriving at different paces at the moment, and that's the moisture that's still there. Yeah, there was a time when the one-day game with fielding restrictions, flat surfaces, and you'd look to get away and create a strike rate early that you'd have aggressive opening batters, and the scoring graph would be high, and then once you sort of get through that first 15 overs, which was the fielding restrictions, it's different now, it's 10. But then you would knock it around, that graph would come back, and then you would go hard at the end, and it would spike again. Now it generally is just a gradual increase throughout the innings.
No!
And I think that is because of the impact of T20 cricket. So what happens is, if you can go into the last 20 overs, or extend it out in this form 25, with, let's say, 8 wickets in hand, you can go hard. And these players are so much better at manipulating the ball around the park, or going hard and hitting good balls for 4 and 6. And Yorkers aren't as effective because everyone seems to be able to play the little scoopy shot. Well, gift runs for New Zealand. Wides, probably 4. Well, 4 something or other. And it is 4 wides.
Yeah, real loosener there from O'Keefe. Interestingly, coming left arm round the wicket now, looking to spear the ball in, and that just takes off. Angled in down the leg side, continues on that way. Mohammad Rizwan behind the stumps, no chance at all to haul that one in. Still the little hands on hips from the big fast man.
Well, like the keeper was meant to get that. Keeper's also the skipper. You want to be careful. Yeah, I was saying I like this because of the nature of that graph. So he's going to go, okay, well, we need wickets in hand going into the last few. Let's say last 20 overs, last 15 overs. Maybe 300 is not quite in the picture right now, but you want to guarantee yourself 250 if you can, because that could be very defendable out there. Aim for a 270 sort of score, which is probably a little bit better than benchmark when it comes to this ground anyway. But to do that, they need wickets in hand. So all of a sudden, these players have to show some skill against the moving ball.
I think new ball at each end has helped that as well. It's given a little bit more of a helping hand to the bowlers, try and have an advantage over the batter at some stage of the innings. And they've heard you, Mark Richardson. Slightly more realistic target. 6 and over gets them to that 270 mark that you're talking about. 8 and over would still push well over 300. But yeah, I think it's just evened the contest out a little bit.
Good to see some of my negativity is rubbing off on the staff. Oh, look at that. Gee, that's taken off. And that's why it's difficult out there. A little bit too paced at the moment.
I think also with the new ball at each end is it's kept the ball harder for longer, because of course it only ends up 25 overs old, and so the spinners through the middle overs of the innings, they don't have quite the same impact, especially in New Zealand. So the ball doesn't get so soft and old, and it's able then at the back end of an innings you can still score really freely against it. And so it's given a little bit more incentive for the fast bowlers up top, the ability to get into teams' middle orders, but then the ball's still in good hitting order late.
Oh, waving at it. 58-3 it remains. He's had a great start, hasn't he, in his first 50 one-day internationals, Daryl Mitchell. Such a good all-round game. Wonderful average. Some good names on that. Andrew Jones was so consistent. He used to bat at 3 and at deep. Interesting there, isn't Andrew Jones never got a one-day international 100. Very consistent player.
In his first 50.
Sorry, in his first 50, yeah. Sorry, Jonesy, if you're watching. Consistent players up there. You go, Martin Guptill, who would just take it to them. Bruce Edgar, different sort of player, used to build through that innings. It's a right and Edgar, that great combination. I'm just told that Andrew Jones didn't get 100 in his one-day international career. So, yeah, listening, Jonesy, I withdraw that apology.
Yeah, that 93, that was the highest score. So the first 50 games, that was as good as it got. An incredible start for Daryl Mitchell. He's been one of the high performers in this team. We've seen him in T20 cricket, Test match cricket as well. He has taken to international cricket exceptionally well. And 600s for him in his first 50 ODIs. And I'm sure he's hoping there's a few more in the tank yet.
Also, I guess when you look at that list, I'm just trying to put my photographic memory into. No, it's going to come up again. But you look at that, Jones bats 3, Astle open, Guptill open, Edgar open, Roger 2's maybe 3, but it was best. John Wright opener, Martin Crowe 3, Kane Williamson 3, Stephen Fleming spent a lot of time either opening or at 3. And Daryl Mitchell's played at probably 5, made his way up to 4. That was almost savant-like for me, picking up on that.
Some of your best work, Rigger. We've waited all season for it, but we've got it.
There you go, 6. So good at 3.
Great at 3.
Yeah, pretty good. This is just actually probably diminishing from my theory. Oh, ow, that's not great. It's only 2, not 3, but it's not great. Swing and seam off an awkward length.
Yeah, a little bit uncomfortable there for Mark Chapman.
Out's come the 12th man with a set of gloves and the drinks bag. Like he can help.
That's a good teammate, that is.
Just moral support. Just have another one of your mates out there.
Probably to have a little giggle as well. That's generally the way. He's on his hands and knees, Mark Chapman. Everyone else has got a big grin on their face.
Still be feeling the effects, but you got to get on with it. $59 for 3. Good turnout today in Napier. Why not? Nice day. That's what I like about this one-day cricket. It's a day at the cricket as well. You have to commit to that, don't you? Nazim is back. Okay. Coming down the pitch. Probably first we've seen that. Player tried to disrupt the length.
Oh, we've only seen the seamers so far for Pakistan.
Yeah, they're a mile behind in the over rate as well.
Yeah, just 10.5 overs an hour at the moment for Pakistan. There'll be spin to come at some stage for Pakistan, no doubt, and that'll help out with the over rate. But at the moment, they really are crawling along. The 4 fast men they've used so far, all charging in basically from the circle.
All careful there. There's still some swing.
But you can understand why it's been the seamers They have bowled really well. There's been favourable conditions, and still into the 17th over. A little bit of shape there. Enough to keep you honest. This is just wicket hunting time here now for Pakistan. Bowled really well up top. Taken 3 wickets. They would love to be able to pick up another 1 or 2. Just demonstrating there, Daryl Mitchell, the bounce. Just climbed on him a little more than expected. It's just that length ball once again, and yeah, onto the glove of the bottom hand.
And that one was a similar length and just stayed down a little. It's not easy out there.
No, having to work really hard. New Zealand all the way through the order so far. Nick Kelly had a sparkling cover drive to get himself underway and then had to battle really hard. Will Young looked indecisive. Nicked off early. Henry Nicholls never really got going. He was challenged on both the front foot and the back foot.
Well on, Jack. Yeah, buddy.
17 gone. 63 for 3.
Two slips in for Harris Ralph. New Zealand not finding the going easy here at McLean Park. They're just going to have to piece this together. Caution urged for Daryl Mitchell, who's naturally an aggressive player, but he's mature now. He's vastly experienced in this format of the game. So he'll know what this is about. There'll be no panic between he and Mark Chapman. They're two very good operators and they're two good score builders. Craig McMillan, good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Scotty. Oh, New Zealand looking for a partnership. They really do need a partnership through this middle part of the innings, and then they can do some damage at the end of the innings. Pakistan have bowled very well. They've been aided with some assistance from the surface, but they have done a good job with the ball.
17 overs old now, that ball as well, and Seam had it talking early doors. Keefe looked really good on debut, 2 for 23.
A bit. It's an interesting one, Scotty. I always believe that there should be a battle. There should be a contest between bat and ball, and we've seen that today. But I never believe that the toss should determine the outcome. It should determine whether you want to bat first or whether you want to chase, what way, what style you're trying to play. But I never believe that it should give a big advantage to the side that wins the toss. Mohammad Rizwan called right this morning. He's got the rewards.
Yeah, look, conditions likely to improve, although cloud cover now around McLean Park. So I guess in the sense that, and that's just a bit reckless there from Harris Ralph, and Mitchell's asking whether that was purely necessary. I guess the New Zealand bowlers are so accustomed to these surfaces as well, Max. So even if conditions do improve throughout the day as that pitch dries out a little more, the sun's beating down on it, the New Zealanders still know their links, they still know their lines here, they know how to get the ball talking in a way that Pakistan probably don't, given the fact that these conditions are so fine.
Well, there's pace and bounce, and the likes of Jacob Duffy and Will O'Rourke will enjoy the surface, you're right. But New Zealand have to find a way to muster a score, and they're going to do that by partnerships and then doing some damage at the end.
You think about average first inning scores here too, 244. And one day internationals over a 46 match sample size. So it's not a high scoring wicket early. So the toss probably does have quite a bearing on those first inning scores here at McLean Park.
Well, I know we had rain yesterday and it did feel like there was just enough moisture in the surface, didn't there? It was a nice even covering of grass. But like I said, I want a contest between bat and ball in one day international cricket. And there's 2 new balls, so that tends to give the bowlers a little bit of respite as well. What I don't want is there to be a big advantage for the ball over, say, a 40-over period. You want that for the first 10 to 12 overs. And if you can work hard and get through that, then you can actually find a way to actually do some damage at the end of the innings. So that's what Mitchell and Chapman will be looking towards.
Are drop in pitches a big factor in that as well? Not just the pitch conditions, but the fact you're not roughing the ball up on the block. It's probably keeping it shaped for a lot longer.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a factor. Very few New Zealand grounds now have wicket blocks.
Yeah, don't mind that. You take runs on offer, and he was safe, but I think there's just something about trying to energise this innings at the moment from the perspective of Daryl Mitchell, not getting bogged down.
Yeah, and that's a good way to get a partnership established, is the running between the wickets. Again, it's the soft outfield there that is nice and comfortable from Mitchell, good judge of a run. But generally when you've got a wicket block and you've got old and used tired wickets, the ball goes faster through the infield. Here it doesn't.
Really interesting where he's put the bat and slid the bat there, Mac, and we've been out on the field this morning before play started. And indication there of just a slight concern that the Pakistan bowlers had before the match. We'll come back to that, 65 for 3. Naseem returns for his 6th over, and just have a look here where that bat digs in. Now, there's just some loose sod that has been placed at the ends, at each end of the pitch, and the Pakistan bowlers had some slight concerns about that area there. And that's where the bat dug in. And the pitch is also just slightly raised up where it's been dropped in.
Oh, that's poor from Daryl Mitchell. He plays golf. He knows that if there's a divot, it has to be repaired.
Well, he's surely going to repair it now. No, he's leaving it there.
The last thing you want is your golf ball rolling up into a divot like that and having to play your second from that.
Bit hard to carry a bucket of sand when you're looking for quick singles, though. A bit of gamesmanship, maybe, Mac. He's thinking to himself, oh no, he's probably thinking to himself, that's the bowler's issue. I'm going to leave that for the bowler because that's going to annoy the next guy.
How close is this run? You said that the running between the wickets is important. Good pick up, great release, really good piece of fielding.
Oh,
it's
it would
out.
have been gone.
Yeah, I think it's out, isn't it? Really good piece of fielding, the way he was moving to his right. Quick release.
Stump and a half to look at too. It's a tough throw.
Pakistan have been good. They've been energetic in the field, as you would expect. New Zealand having to work hard for every run at the moment, Scotty. It will get easier, but at the moment it's tough.
Oh, that's good. That is right past the cheek, that. And Chapman takes evasive action.
Seen a number of bounces bowled today, haven't we? More so than you normally see in a one-day international, but that is perfect. Chapman had a wee look at it, had a wee sniff, and then just dropped the hands. Said, no, that's a little bit too bouncy for me. I'll just let that go through to the keeper. But they've used the bouncer well. That's been excellent from Pakistan, and I'm sure the New Zealand bowlers will be looking to do something the same.
Use the feet. And straight to short cover. There's no run there.
What I like from Chapman is he's been proactive, isn't he? He's looking to use his feet. He was looking to charge the previous over. He's not just sitting in the crease and saying, I'm going to let you have that length. He's trying to be proactive and put some pressure back on the bowler, and that's encouraging to see.
seam, and where he's bowled to the left-handers today, and Chapman does go after that. And bounce, and just the single. It's a risky shot, but Chapman was drawn into it.
Got to go after width this time, just enough for Chapman to go up and over. Just have to be careful that it doesn't fly all the way down to third, and then you leave feeling cheated, but he got enough bat on it that it was wide, despite the interest from the bowler.
It's a longish boundary down there as well. And right back on the fence, third man. Mitchell on the defence, and it's 67 for 3 after 19. Naseem Shah, Mac, he has been good, and here is his pitch map today. And look at that to left-handers, very straightened out.
Yeah, impressive, Scotty. You can see that to the left-handers, he tends to swing the ball back into the left-hander. So you can understand why he's starting around that off stump, getting it straight, and then to the right-handers with that away shape. In that channel, fourth or fifth stump, forces you to make good decisions over a period of time.
It's fantastic consistency, isn't it? You see the plan there come to fruition.
The execution, spot on. It's fine having a plan, and you have to have the ability to execute it.
Chapman uses the feet again. Square drive 4.
Really good. Excellent batting here from Mark Chapman. As we mentioned, prepared to use his feet. Just change things up. It's been a wee while between boundaries for New Zealand. Good piece of batsmanship from Chapman, the left-hander there.
I think there's maybe just a look of relief on his face too, thinking that's that felt good. More of that, please.
No, man!
And he just tries to overhit this one. Ralph tossed it up a little fuller. Chapman will be disappointed there.
Just 6 boundaries for New Zealand batters. It's Pakistan, I mentioned at the start, Scotty, probably a bit of relief for them that there's no Tim Seifert and Finn Allen walking out to bat with what they went through in that T20 series.
Yeah, that was carnage. Yeah, well, there's 6 fours, 24 extras, so they're even. 24 extras, that was extravagant. 19 overs into a 50-over game. 14 wides today. I mean, we talk about the accuracy of Naseem Shah, and yet 14 wides have been bowled on this 4 bowlers so far.
Yeah, I would suggest that with those extras that have been bowled, the wides and 1 no ball, that Pakistan are going to be a long way behind over rate here. A long way. So it's going to be an issue.
Oh, that has leapt off the pitch, and that is Bice.
Look at Rizwan, this is hilarious. He's saying, how am I supposed to get that? I can't jump that high. He's not happy with umpire Brown. This is taken off. Look at it go. Rizwan didn't even jump.
That's got to be a wide, doesn't it?
Got to be wide.
Harris Ralph's happy as.
Rizwan was not. His reaction said, you're kidding me. Up to 140k, Harris Ralph. Let's have a look at side on. When it passes past Chapman, not too bad. It just kept going, didn't it? The elevation. So maybe the right decision. Mohammad Rizwan didn't believe us. He didn't even bother jumping. He said, no, I can't get to that. Need a step ladder.
There's no point blowing a knee on the impossible. Oh, and he has a swing at that, and that's no problem for Rizwan. Ralph's got some heat about him. 20 overs complete here, 75 for 3. Nice to see the people on the bank here at McLean Park. The Harris stand starting to fill up. It's been a casual approach. Tardiness for the plenty up in the corporate boxes on the Graham Lowe stand. And that cloud is building up in the East, Mac, and I'm trying to remain optimistic. There's Mitchell. He's trying to do the same. He's full and he can't profit from that, Daryl Mitchell.
Well, there has been a little bit of history over the years of cricket matches here in Napier. Sunny Hawke's Bay generally brings a smile to the faces of the farmers who are usually in drought and need rain. If you need relief, you organise a cricket match. Cricketing gods, well, the rain gods got it wrong yesterday, didn't they?
They did.
The rain a day early. Thank goodness, and now you're suggesting that perhaps off to the west.
Well, I'm just saying there's a bit of cloud around. It's an observation, not a suggestion.
It's amazing because I think of the times we've been up for a match up in Napier, and the day before and the day after were almost always two perfect days. Blue sky, sunshine, and then the day of action has generally been rain. So the farmers do enjoy when cricket comes to town, but fingers crossed that we continue to have fine weather right throughout the day. I think we're going to find a pretty intriguing one-day international between these two sides if we do.
Full, wide, 4.
Classy from Mitchell. Ali just got it a touch full. That's all. He's missed his length by a foot. As soon as he did, Daryl Mitchell got a little bit of width as well and said, that's enough for me. I'll find the gap and pick up 4. Excellent shot. Harris Ralph is the fielder who did a little bit of a dive, and he's just had a wee check of the left knee, but everything seems okay.
Still facing the right way, so that's a good sign.
I mean, it's not often that you have a slip and play into the 21st over of one-day international, and that's probably saying that it's been doing just a little bit too much for too long. I love the bounce. I love bounce on a surface because that not only aids bowlers, but it also aids batters as well. It allows you the ability to hit the ball 360. I think the New Zealand bowlers will enjoy this surface. New Zealand batters now have to work tough and find a way to get a score on the board that they can defend.
It's jumped up and hit him on the glove. Daryl Mitchell, he pulls the hand away smartly, and that would have hurt.
Yeah, it's just the odd delivery that's standing up, isn't it? Off a length. Let's have a look at this one again. Yeah, it's that extra bounce that surprised Mitchell. He's saying off that length, it shouldn't be getting up that high. It shouldn't be hitting me on the bottom hand from that length. Daryl Mitchell's a tall guy as well. So you can see the frustration, but he's the sort of man you want in this situation. Scotty, he's playing his 50th ODI. He's a fighter. These are the conditions he loves.
No run there. That's the end of another tied over. 79 for 3 as Mitchell calls for assistance.
Just the 4 bowlers used by Pakistan so far. They're going to have to bring a 5th bowler into play very soon, I would suggest. Going with the fast bowlers so far.
Another indication that because Pakistan haven't had to change their plan early doors, mate, 21 overs deep, just still the 4 bowlers used. They haven't had to look for variation. They're getting so much out of this pace quartet. Oh, it's an edge. Flies away, and third can't get around to that. That's the way to start an over.
Yeah, it's a good area from Harris Ralph, but Mark Chapman's played this well because he's just played it with soft hands. Hasn't gone hard at the ball. Look at that, he just played it with really soft hands as late as he could. While it was an outside edge, it didn't carry through to where a slip would have been, and it ran away fine enough for 4. If he decides to go really hard at that, the nick will go finer and will carry further. So that's clever stuff from Chapman.
3 overs behind Pakistan, to pick up on your point earlier, Mac, given the number of extras so far. Oh, wow. Gee, that's a good shot. Just stepped into it, Chapman, and then punched it down to long on for 4.
Talking about a partnership, sometimes the runs can take a while to come, then all of a sudden they come in a fast flow. Back-to-back boundaries from Chapman. That's his best shot of the day. It's a lovely on drive. Really does time the ball nicely. And all of a sudden the pressure goes back on Harris Ralph.
Back-to-back boundaries. Oh, and this time it's an inside edge.
It's one of those days, Scotty, on the surface where very little hits the middle of the bat, which can be disconcerting from a batting point of view. When you're trying to hit the middle of the bat, it's either outside edge or inside edge, like this from Chapman. Boom. And that can just frustrate you, but you've got to get through that.
Well, you've got to get value for money out of your kookaburra, don't you? He's using all of it.
The edges play a big part on a bat. For some of us, it played an enormous part.
Dropping the hands, Terrell Mitchell. It's encouraging signs from Chapman. Just in the last couple of overs, just signs that he started to look more comfortable. He's had to work hard. 24 on the board for him. I quite like this partnership. I think they're quite complementary personalities and batters, these two.
Yeah, I like the left and right hand combination as well. I like the way that Mark Chapman just went down for a chat with Daryl Mitchell there. Just to say, going well, got 9 off the over. Keep playing, keep doing what you're doing. It's a good partnership.
Oh, Mitchell just stands tall. Whacks it out to point. It's a nice looking shot. It's nice timing.
And he's 10 off 30, so he'll be a little bit frustrated at the moment, Scotty, because it's not quite going as he would have wanted. But you know with Daryl Mitchell that he can flick a switch. He's had 30 minutes, 30 balls, and 46 minutes at the crease to get used to the surface. So, like I said, the longer you're out there, the easier it does get, and the runs will flow. And it's going to be in the last 12 to 15 overs that New Zealand are going to do the damage here to this Pakistan attack. And you look at the bowling lineup, they've only bowled 4 bowlers, so the 5th bowler is the guy you have to go after.
Well, they're waiting, aren't they? Salman Ali Agha, the captain of the side in the T20 series, he's the only other bowler in the team. And so Pakistan know that. New Zealand surely do.
Yes.
That's better from New Zealand. 11 runs from the over. It's 90 for 3. 90 on the board for New Zealand. Just thinking about that scoreline, mate. The run rate's 4.9 and over. I mean, it's 4.09 and over. It's not dire. It's the middle of the road sort of score run rate, but it's just looked tough, really tough.
Yeah, the perception on the eye is it has been tough. The issue is New Zealand being 3 down so early that they've needed a partnership. They've got one now, 40 from 57 between these two. They've done a good job doing a little bit of repair work in terms of the innings, but if they can keep wickets in hand, like I said, for the last 15 overs with that 5th bowler, they can attack him and they can score quickly in those last few overs. At the moment, they're having to work really hard.
Here's the pull away. So quick onto that shot, isn't he, Mark Chapman? Gets the body out of the way, bat through.
Well, we know the power that Mark Chapman's got. We've seen that in the T20 format, haven't we? For not a big guy, he hits the ball a long way. He is a sweet timer of the ball. But there's some work to be done. This partnership needs to keep going and get into around that 35th over. Then they can reassess where they're at and how they're going to play those last 15 overs or so.
Angling in to the right-hander, Muhammad Ali. It's his fastest delivery of the over, a bit of an effort ball from him. It's in the high 130s.
It's very interesting though, Mohammad Rizwan, in terms of using just the 4 fast bowlers in these first 20 odd overs, Scotty, is almost putting all his eggs in one basket, where the off spinner Aliaga is going to have to come in at a time when New Zealand perhaps are looking to lift the tempo and score a bit quicker. It's not going to be an easy time for him, the 5th bowler, to come in.
Bracewell, Abbas, Mitch Hay, Nathan Smith still to come too. So there's hitting power throughout that middle order for New Zealand. Not the most experienced. Mitch Hay just his 5th ODI. Nathan Smith just 9 and on debut as Mohammad Abbas. But there's no questioning their ability to find range, find the boundary.
And the key is allowing those next players in, the likes of Bracewell, Abbas and Hay, the last 15 overs to do their work. Don't want them coming in any earlier. You want to give them the last 15 to do the damage, and then it almost becomes like a T20 match in many ways. They're pushing for 2, they'll just get 1. Yeah, those last 15 overs effectively do become a T20 match where the intent really comes on. But you need wickets in hand to do that, Scotty. And if these two can bat through to that period, then it could be very dangerous for Pakistan, where New Zealand end up getting something above the 250 mark, and you think, gee, they didn't look like they were going to get that sort of total early on. But there's a bit of a graph going on between these two. All of a sudden, in the last couple of overs, you feel the runs are just starting to flow a little bit easier, especially off the bat of Mark Chapman.
Yeah, Rizwan is probably working a bit of a mental abacus at the moment as well. This is 6th over for Ali, about to come to an end. Short. It's a nice shot, but there's protection on the boundary. In the shape of Akif Javid. It's 93 for 3.
Every good over is hard earned here in New Zealand. It's a good battle. Well, reason why it might be a little bit tough out there is there's just a bit of variation can see these deliveries pitching in a very similar position, and the difference in height quite dramatic. And the average is well above stump height as well.
When I see that, Rig, I don't feel sorry for the batters out there. I feel sorry for the batter going in who's just seen that on the screen in the change room.
Oh yeah, good shot. That was hit with some good authority. Got onto that quickly. Got a long way in front of square as well.
Oh, he's latched onto this. Keith, who's enjoyed bowling the short one, he's bowled it to good effect. Chapman, solid base, saw it early, and bang, in front of square. You know they've seen it well when they hit it well in front of square.
Well, I'm sort of scratching my head as to why the inconsistency in bounce is there, because it's very evenly grassed. Oh, need a run there. Good throw. Could be trouble. Misses. Had a reasonable angle to aim at as well.
Yeah, I mean, we were out there, weren't we? We were looking at the pitch and we thought, wow, this is going to be a really good one-day wicket. A little bit in it for the seamers. We got that right. Bounce, we got that right. Oh, he would have been in, Chapman. Good work, great dive. But I think that variable bounce, I mean, you can never really know whether it's going to be variable bounce or not. Or drop in wicket, maybe?
Well, the theory is if you have a very even covering of grass, then you'll have even pace and bounce. No, you might get some sideways movement. The ball might grip into the surface. I don't know. Maybe it's just the moisture profile. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, it is a drop in wicket, so you know I guess there's a possibility that when the wickets get dropped in, I don't know.
Corrugations,
but the technology has changed so much. I mean, you were in the era when they played in drop in wickets. It was a little bit all over the show, wasn't it? Not as good as they are now.
I played the first test match on a drop-in at Eden Park.
That's unlucky. Did they just say, oh, we just want to trial this wicket?
It was horrendous.
Who was that against?
England.
Anyone with pace?
Yeah. Harold Larwood.
You can't remember. Testing your memory.
No. Who'd they have? They had Andy Flintoff. They had Hoggard, more of medium paces, swung it, and Andy Caddick, handful.
Bounce.
Yeah. You didn't seem to like me either. I don't know why. 99 for 3.
Lefty to righty and down to lefty and over to righty.
Tough work for the top three. Since then, Chapman and Mitchell have been battling hard here. Salman Ali Agat, who was captain in the T20s and batted really well, I thought. One of the few players who showed he was quite well equipped for the amount of bounce in New Zealand. We've got a decent lot of quick bowlers. So 4 quicks in this side. So then someone needing to play his part here, and immediately Mitchell goes on to the attack and just manipulates one off the stumps.
Yeah, it brings up the 50 partnership as well between these two of just 69 deliveries. Chapman making most of the dent in that partnership. But both these players getting in now, you can see, and probably a welcome change of bowling into spin. Yeah, so Rigo, you're gonna talk a little bit more about this drop in pitch and what happened.
Well, the technology now is really good, and the criticism of the drop-ins nowadays is they're just so consistent. But then that was sort of the first one, and it was up and down, it was spongy. Remember the final ball of the test? And we did, we soundly beat England. And the last ball of the test, Nathan Astle bowled it. It ran clean along the ground. It hit the base of middle stump, knocked the stump completely out, and ripped up a hunk of pitch.
Sounds like a dream. That is paradise. But the technology's changed a lot since
Well,
then.
then-
It's
and
way
then
more consistent.
They got it a little bit better, and then Pakistan to it. And,
Wazim Shoaib?
yeah,
Oh, dear.
not Shoaib, no, Walker. Walker was charging in, and he dug a hole in it right down to the carbon fibre.
Catch it!
In the air, in the gap.
Well, you just need your Dutch experience then from batting on coconut matting, which I did for 6 seasons, 6 summers.
I don't think it was carbon either. I think it might have been nylon. The nylon fibres at the bottom or whatever it was.
I think every curator in New Zealand is listening to this chat and just shaking their heads. Well, just a punch down the ground to finish the over. 104 for 3. It looks like Chapman's the only player that's really got in here. He's played shots that are convincing. Everyone else has been just trying to work their way into the innings, inside half of the bat, playing misses. None of the batters, bar Chapman, have really looked comfortable, and that tells you that it's a bowler's day, and bowlers have dominated so far.
The important thing here is that New Zealand the really important thing is that New Zealand are starting to take wickets in the second half of this innings. No one's been really able to play that hook shot convincingly. It's a very steep bounce. New Zealand are starting to take some wickets in hand into the second half of the innings, and that is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, I think that is one of their vantage points, is if they can stay 3 down going into the 30th, build this partnership. Partnership's now 54. Means that Mitchell has to probably look a little bit more convincing, feel a little bit more at home, and they are bowling their 5th bowler now in Salman, so that's a positive. Spin at the crease. Lakeef's just going full on Neil Wagner now. Nothing up, just short. He's bowled some magnificent deliveries. The delivery that got Nick Kelly out, just back of a length, top of middle and off, just trailed back in. He's also got the ability to swing the ball away. I think they should be trying to get the ball more on that length and use the bouncer sparingly.
Well, at the moment, I think the bouncer, if bowled well, is 2 dots, isn't it? Or a half a chance. That's too full. And he's lucky he's got some protection out there at deep point. Yeah, you don't want to get 2 lengths though. But the 2 bouncers, and anyone who's really gone after the bouncer has struggled. Chapman got one away earlier on in front of square. A little bit high on the bat. Timing wasn't brilliant, but it was probably the only one that was played with any sort of control, you could say. Otherwise, everyone has struggled. Might look for 2. It's a decent throw, and he will take the throw on and do it comfortably.
The other thing, Rig, is when we look at the score, 107 for 3 now. Projection, if they go at 6 and overs, 253. Average score, first innings score, has been 244. However, over the last 8 years, it's been 222, which is quite low for one days.
Oh, isn't that showing how the McLean Park pitch has changed since it went from a block to a drop-in?
That'd be interesting, what the average score was when it was a block and when that changed.
Well, when it was a block, it was beautiful. It had a real skid. It was quick. It was probably the quickest pitch in the country, but it had a nice skid about it, so it wasn't a high bounce.
It's hard to just like, I don't know when on the side of the pitch, so yeah, I think it's always, yeah.
Love to bring back the block if I could.
At McLean Park, or just the block in general?
Down the ground, that's it. That's the first real genuine shot down there. Something for the crowd to applaud. That was good from Chapman. He's been working hard for that opportunity. 112 for 3. He's always positive, Mark Chapman. He's looking for an opportunity to be able to drive down the ground. And he did. It was just straight enough and full enough.
Yeah, this is that period of the game where, as a captain and as bowlers, in terms of how you approach it, spin at the crease, so aggression from Daryl Mitchell, well fielded. It's brilliantly fielded there. I think it was Irfan Khan. Well adjusted from Mitchell, looking for something to try get a little bit of momentum going.
Yeah, I think Mitchell will be very positive against the spin bowler. He'll see it as an opportunity. That is a good stop. Got down really low.
Yeah, these two batters now, spin's a real opportunity, but it's that period of the game where some of the bowlers tend to go searching.
There he goes, Mitchell. He loves an opportunity to hit over the top. There was two players out there, but the placement was good. In the end, it didn't need to be placed. It was hit that well.
Well, they've played 4 out-and-out bowlers in this team, and they're going to try and work out who's going to bowl the 5th bowler's overs. So off spin at the moment on a pitch which is favouring seam. Daryl Mitchell's eyes light up. He hits it downtown. Yeah, don't you think it's that time where you look at that last delivery from O'Keefe and it was full and straight, and you just feel like, is he searching there or has he got his length wrong? And they haven't had to search. The pitch has done enough today. Should just be more of the same from the bowlers. Just hang in there.
Yeah, I thought he bowled the 2 bounces and then he tried to knock him over, so got a bit 2 lengths. And even though there's something there for you, these batters are good enough that if you're going to miss your length, you will get taken. Can't find that easy single. Still a good over though for New Zealand. 120 for 3 after 27.
Well, KFC 6 and shout. Daryl Mitchell down the wicket. He loves hitting it straight. This one probably not as straight as he normally hits it. Just a wee bit wide of mid-on. But he gets enough elevation and he's got a lot of power. First maximum of the innings.
Is that Nelson Park? Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's Nelson Park.
Got 100 there, Rick?
No, I don't think I have.
Hard fought 90.
No, I think I would have played there when I sort of development days as a left-arm spinner. I remember playing on that ground, but that's a club ground here, and it's very good. played an underage tournament. It might have been under 16s. A lot of cricket to be played on it. You could find yourself at fine leg in one game and short leg in the other. Oh, inside edge. Rolling away well over this very fast outfield. A little bit of a lucky one, but all of a sudden something's starting to go New Zealand's way.
Well, Mohammad Rizwan, he recognises this period in the game. He brings back his premier strike bowler, Naseem Shah, back for another spell. He wants to get wickets. Well, he's bowled a beauty there. Looked on target, just a wee bit of an inside edge.
Yeah, and that's what you were talking about, the difference between a Keith and that. That was on a length, just a good length. Nearly got a wicket. I'd say something's starting to go New Zealand's way. I mean, just a little bit of momentum has crept in, and these guys out there have worked really hard for that. The partnership is 74.
And I think that's what Rizwan senses. I think he senses that this partnership needs to be broken now. Bring back Naseem Shah, bring back a Keith, bowl aggressively, try and get me a wicket here, boys. We need to get another batter in. Next batter in would be Michael Bracewell, maybe Muhammad Abbas. So 2 wickets away here, really, Pakistan.
Pulling again in front of square. Second time he's got it in front. Oh, well done. Had to watch that. It's greasy. A lot of rain here yesterday evening. It's good work out there.
Great work from Tayyib Tahir. Skidding on the roller skates just before he went to pick that up. Have a look at this. I saw his right, I think it was his right shoe. Wait, there you go. Oh, he did well. Great recovery.
Great hand-eye. That's what saved him. Yeah, it was another pull shot though, wasn't it? Not a convincing one. Wasn't timed. It's not easy.
Even that rig, there's been a lot of batters that have got it on the inside half of the bat. Just really struggling for timing. We've seen a few drives. We saw a beautiful drive from Nick Kelly to get his career underway in one-day internationals, and seen a couple from both Daryl Mitchell and Chapman off the front foot, but they haven't really bowled a lot of juicy half volleys. They've been back of a length or short, Pakistan.
Cutting powerfully, but straight out to deep point. 28 gone, 127 for 3. Who's going to bowl the important 5th lot here, instead of 10? Because Salman, it's a big ask probably for him to bowl as 10 in these conditions.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who does make up that 5th bowler. They've gone in with 4 out-and-out bowlers, Pakistan.
Whack. It was short. And it got the full treatment.
Here lies the opportunity for New Zealand. Chapman brings up his 50 in real style and confidence. It's his first maximum of the innings. They're looking to take on Salman here. Targeting the 5th bowler. Timing and power from Chapman. He's wiry, but he can hit it a long way.
He really is having his moment at the moment, I think, Mark Chapman. And again, dropped it short again, and again, it got the same treatment. This one went even further, I think. Yeah, it's up into the stands.
Well, he's got his 4th ODI 50, and it doesn't look like he wants to stop there. Back to back, putting pressure on Pakistan now. It's all been Pakistan for 28 overs. And maybe this is the moment where we're going to see a bit of a momentum shift and some aggression from these two batters. Partnership now 89.
Rizwan's got a problem here because his 5th bowler is getting taken. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, no. Just overstepping, was it? What?
I hate it when a spinner goes over the line.
Shouldn't happen, should
Nah,
it?
should never happen. There's no point. It's just, there's been a lot of extras. 30 extras now from Pakistan. Yes, 7 of those have been leg byes, but 15 wides. It's just too many. The ill discipline here.
You love this if you're Mitchell. Get a chance to have a freebie, and he does not miss out. Boy, this is a big over now.
Little bit of a momentum shifter here. 2 dots to start the over. And then Chapman went bang, bang, back-to-back 6s. The no ball and now boundary from Mitchell.
How good is that, though? That you take one off the no ball, and then you're at the other end, and your mate gets to face the free hit. 146 for 3. Time for a Powerade drinks break. Well, I'll tell you what, in the space of about 4 overs, this has gone from New Zealand being in trouble to New Zealand being in a really good position, because Mitchell and Chapman have done some hard graft. When they've had an opportunity to score, they've taken it, and they've been few and far between, but it's been the introduction of Salman, the off spinner. Conditions not really suiting spin bowling, but he's been taken to. So what you used to do, old school, wasn't it, Grant, is it was a helpful over, wasn't it? Over 29. But you'd look at 30 overs, so we're still quite not there. And if you've got wickets in hand, then you would double the score, and it was often pretty accurate. The New Zealand set up then for a score in the 280 region, which is more than competitive on this ground.
Yeah, with a pass score of 244 at this ground. Anything over that 270 mark, 280, especially if New Zealand can exploit the seam conditions that Pakistan did. They can get the same movement, pace, because just look there, no real batter got in, but these two now, partnership 96 and bowlers, well, it started well for Pakistan. All four frontline bowlers, miserly, bowling well as a unit. It's just Salman now. Feels like the pressure's just released New Zealand just a wee bit now.
Well, this guy's looked the most likely. He's been brilliant. He's had such a good length. He's got swing. He's still getting some swing. He's had seam in a great position. Deserves more than one, I can tell you that.
Yeah, come on.
The thing is that Naseem Shah's coming back now. I would say to get a wicket, but there's no slip there. I would say that put a slip in and just go a little bit more aggressively here, Pakistan, because he's probably just going to have one over here and then come back for the death.
Well, if you're the skipper, you've got to start thinking, well, New Zealand's going to bat their 50, most likely. You're going to need some cover. Going to have the plan A when it comes to the death bowlers. A little short, doesn't want to do that. Great timing. Nicely gathered out there, just two. Yeah, so then Pakistan have got to think, well, we need to go to the original death plan. So that will be Rolf. Harris Rolf will... He's got 5 to go, so you could sneak him in for maybe 2. Charge in, look for a wicket. Naseem be bowled to the death. If he does, he's probably only got a 1 over spell here, because he's already bowled 7. Seems pointless.
Yeah, exactly right, Reg. Because then he'll have 8, Keith has 8. Whether they bowl Naseem out now, and then you've still got Keith, Muhammad Ali and Harris Ralph to bowl at the death. But Ralph's only bowled 5 overs, so looking at that at New Zealand, and why that's relevant is because those 3 overs at the bottom there from Salman, who's going to make up the other 7 overs? Is it going to be Salman? As a batter, you start looking at that and you go, right, well, that's our opportunity. That's who we target. Chapman's looking in good touch now, so that's a worry for Rizwan. And Mitchell looks like he's just getting going now, becoming more accustomed to the bounce of this pitch.
Yeah, and forget the musing of who bowls at the death. Maybe Muhammad Ali will bowl at the end there, because he did play a decent chunk of the T20s, so maybe he's got the skills to bowl at the death. But the issue, the real headache for Rizwan, is that 6th bowler, if he's got one. Pulling again, and this is a good pull shot. That's the first one of genuine authority. Hit along the ground into the gap and with power.
Yeah, this one looked like it was almost on the right ear of Chapman. So he has the ability to swivel and use that line, which is maybe just a touch off.
Along the ground might have been a stretch. It did hit the ground, 1 bounce. But it went at Brabberley, you'd say, was hit with good force. 103 between these two. Brilliant stuff and counting. Pakistan all of a sudden in pressure. Yeah, do they have a 6th bowler if Salman keeps getting hit? Because I don't think they do. Wants 2. He's waited to the ring. There is a chance for 2 here. He's quick, Chapman, as well. Oh, overthrows. No, yes, no. And in the end, yeah, they pinch one. Oh, they might get another one. No, you won't get that. Good grief. Whew. Let's take an over break and have a rest and regather. 156 for 3.
Have this team at 260, but you feel there's more runs in them than that. And Salman, as expected, has been taken to. It's Harris Ralph trying to find a way to break this partnership. 106 between Mitchell and Chapman. It's been a good one. They've had to fight for it. fight for the right to score a little more freely. 8 4s and 2 6s for Chapman.
They've been very good batting. Just been really good one-day cricket from these two effectors. They've had to weather the storm early, and they were savage. As soon as spin came into the attack, a slightly easier type of bowling to attack. After him straight away.
Oh, that squared him up, and that's going to run away too. Oh, more pressure for Pakistan. More runs on the board for New Zealand.
He just dicks away from Chapman. Gets himself in a little bit of a tangle. Squared up. Just enough of an outside edge to sneak past Mohammad Rizwan. And it's the frustration now obvious from Pakistan. I think the seamers have been really good with the ball in hand, but only got the 3 wickets to show for it so far.
It's just a little width for Chapman. Gets up on the toes now to cover. Well, you start to think too, a little bit of the sting's out of the ball now as well. Pitch has dried out slightly throughout the morning into this afternoon. So now it's just a bit more graft for the quicks too. There is one is trying to marshal the troops there from behind the stumps.
Well, he's got a job to do now too, Mohammad Rizwan. He's only used the 5 bowlers so far, and that's really what he has got at his disposal today. But so far through the first soon-to-be 31 overs, there's just been 3 overs from the spin of Salman Ali Agar. And so how does he look to work that in? If he's the man that's going to bowl the 7 overs remaining of that 5th bowler, which you'd suggest is very likely to be, because there's not a lot else as the options, how do you use those overs? Is he going to just try and dot in a couple here and there all the way through to the 50th over? Is he going to try and get one big spell out of him?
Bit of a wild swing and it's gone. Chapman out of character. He's teed it up, I think. Teed it up without hesitation.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for caught behind. On-field decision is out. I've checked the placement of the feet. It's a fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please. Spin vision now. Okay, ball appears to be close to the bat. Can we confirm with Ultra Edge when available, please? Going through. Okay. Right, just take that back again, please. Take that back. Okay, right, I'm just rolling through. Okay, frame by frame. And again, I just keep rolling through. Okay, we have a flat line. I can't see any deviation. So Paul, you have to change your decision from out to not out. Stand by. On screen signal now.
It's a very quick review and a very good one from Mark Chapman. Paul Rifle has to correct himself, and Harris Ralph thought he was in the money there. That would have been a big wicket for Pakistan in the context of the match. Not to be. Chapman survives. He didn't think he'd hit it. Didn't hear a sound up here through our headphones. Hit him where the sun don't shine. 162 for 3.
It would have been a perfect time to pick up a wicket. There's never a bad time, really, but on the back of what we're talking about around how you use your bowlers, that would have been the moment to have one of the seamers operating, be able to still be wicket hunting with them and get through some cheap overs to the new player. Get through a couple of overs of your spinner. instead. Good review from Mark Chapman. Means New Zealand still 3 down. This partnership, 112, continues on.
Change, gentlemen, right up, over the wicket.
When you think about the decision to come to McLean Park with just the 5 bowling options, Frank, as a captain, what do you make of that? Have they got this a little bit wrong? Still plenty of time to go in this game, of course, so let's not decide that there's a result just yet, but have they brought enough knives to this gunfight?
Good piece of running. Once again, Daryl Mitchell pushing back. Yeah, I agree with the thought. I think any time as a captain you're turning up to play one-day cricket and you're turning up with just the 5 bowlers, normally there's always a 6th, a part-timer, someone who you can say they can pretty reliably get through 4 to 5 overs. If one person has a bad day, if one person picks up a little injury, even if it's just potentially conditions don't suit so much. But Pakistan really have come in with just the 5.
They're really looking at all-rounder, aren't they? Essentially.
Yeah, well, they're really, I guess they're playing Salman Ali-Agar as the all-rounder. I guess he's in that role, batting at number 5, expected to contribute his 10 overs. But, yeah, you'd always think there's a someone else that can bowl you a few overs, and that is so reassuring as a captain. So then you're able to mix and match just a little bit better. You've got almost a built-in insurance policy by having that person in your side. I mean, when you look at the New Zealand lineup, you're expecting Will O'Rourke, Jacob Duffy, Nathan Smith to get through their complement of overs. That's what they're picked there to do. Then Mohammad Abbas on debut. He's picked for his batting, but it was always mentioned when he was selected, well, he offers us some useful part-time overs. He fills a role in that middle order. Then, of course, you've got Michael Bracewell, and then again you look to someone like a Daryl Mitchell, who's more than serviceable to get you through a handful of overs if and when needed.
Yeah, and even then you look at that bowling lineup, Smith, Duffy and O'Rourke, and you think to yourself, whew, Daryl Mitchell, when was the last time Daryl Mitchell got through a complement in a one-day international? We know Michael Bracewell will get through a number of overs, plays a very good role and plays a very good hand in that respect. Mohammad Abbas is on debut, so he'll be champing at the bit to get a go. But between Mitchell, Bracewell and Abbas, you've got to find 20 overs. Oh, goodness me, confusion and then a misfield to boot. Pakistan cannot buy a trick, and that bat's gone out of the hand again, and that's the same part of the block, if you can call it that. Mitchell had issues earlier.
A little bit of a comedy of errors at this point. It was a yes, a no, a maybe, a spin off the surface, and then that spot once again. Well, at least you can't say that Daryl Mitchell's not sliding his bat in. A little bit less amused with that, though, Daryl Mitchell.
Oh, there's no run there either. They're just trying to get on with things, these two. Just might need to have a meeting in the middle and just calm it down. 165 for 3.
Yeah, so anytime you've got the captain's hat on, I would always want 6. Some days I'd want 7. Right, perfect world, you'd have your part-timers, you'd have one of them who can bowl you some spin overs and one of them who can bowl you some seam overs, just so you feel like you've got everything ticked off in your lineup. Because the danger is now for Pakistan, they pick up those 3 early wickets, but then a big partnership.
Well, there's just no other bowler. There's no one else in this Pakistan side who's ever bowled an over in a one-day international. Ever. Babar Azam bowled 2 overs in a List A game in 2016.
so he's ready.
He's had a good rest period. He's fresh up, they'd say in the racing business.
But that becomes the danger when you get a partnership that builds, and I think they've done it exceptionally well, this New Zealand pair. We talked a little bit earlier on around how Daryl Mitchell, he's a good man for a crisis. And you've got Mark Chapman, who is most definitely a man in form, loves playing against Pakistan. I'm sure they are very eager to see the back of him. But when you get a partnership that's building, you then only have really how it's been today is the 4 bowlers to chop and change between early on. And now you've got Naseem and Akif, both bowled 8.
Mitchell's going after it here, and he's missed out. Just feel that there's just some impatience creeping into this innings for Daryl Mitchell. He's the man we mentioned earlier. He likes to feel the ball on bat, likes to impose himself on the game, and it's been hard progress for him here. But crucially, it's been a very good innings too. On the same token, he's seen New Zealand out of a hole, but I think he realises he's now got them in a position where they can profit.
And that's just good partnership batting from Mark Chapman. Calms him down. And it's just that ability, especially in one-day cricket. You've got the time. You've got the time to be able to absorb. There's the 2 of you out in the middle, and they'll come together again and have a discussion. Sometimes it can feel pretty lonely out in the middle. You face a few dots, pressure starts to build, fielding team gets a little chirpier. All of a sudden it feels like big fast bowlers gain a yard of pace because they recognise they might be getting slightly on top of the game. So such a crucial role the non-striker has to be able to try and break that momentum up a little bit, bring that calming presence. And sometimes that's all you need, is that bit of reassurance that you're doing the right thing. Again, from Mark Chapman, it's the thumbs up, calming down to do a little bit of gardening. And it's all about just having some contact here with Daryl Mitchell, making sure he's tuned in, still connected to what's happening, working as a partnership out in the middle, because it'll come in waves. At times you're going to be ahead of the game, at times it's going to be a real struggle, and it's just about moving through those. At the moment this pair have been brilliant so far, but a little hard work patch here for Daryl Mitchell.
Oh, it's lofted, and he's got enough of it to get it over the top of the field, but not much more.
And even that's really good running from Mark Chapman. Might sound silly, he's only run through for the single, but it's that recognition that actually it's getting hard for Daryl Mitchell here. The best place he can be at the moment is down the non-striker's end. A couple of deep breaths, keep himself engaged in the partnership, just take a little bit of pressure off the shoulders. Only striking at just a shade over 60 at the moment, Daryl Mitchell, whereas in comparison Mark Chapman up at 96. He's got into his work, starting to make it look a lot easier now.
Last ball from Ralph this over. Chapman's going to take a single to finish the over. Take control here. It's 167 for 3.
A couple of good overs in a row for Pakistan. Just putting a little bit of a stranglehold on that run rate. Current rate for New Zealand now will get them through to 253. They found themselves 3 for 50. That looked a long way off. 17 overs to go for New Zealand. Starting to get to that point that even though there has been a couple of slower overs, quiet overs, you can tell the 2 in the middle, they want it to start going the other direction. I'd like to see a couple more of those big overs dotted in. Just some light refreshments, possibly another sign that it's just got a little bit hard for the 2 in the middle. Get some assistance from the sideline, just take some pace out of the game. And it will be Muhammad Ali to continue bowling his 8th over. Starting to get to that uncomfortable time. When is the spinner going to get used? He's got 7 overs left to bowl if he is to bowl his full complement. getting pretty close to the stage that if he's not used or six bowler not used soon, they're going to be bowling right through to the last over of the game.
Into the pads, and Chapman finding it easy to score in that area today.
Lots of work to do, Mohammad Rizwan. I'm sure there's lots of questions, hopefully a few answers going around in the brain at the moment around what the rest of this innings is going to look like. It feels like it's just sitting a little bit on a knife edge here. Current rate gets them through 253 New Zealand. 8 and over from here, pushes them up over 300.
And he's got both drives up here, which is interesting to me for Mitchell. Muhammad Ali inviting him to go over the top.
Yeah, you wonder if it is a little bit of the tempter. Normally when you start seeing those fields, both drives up inside the circle, you'd be expecting back of a length, be expecting to get hit square out to your sweepers. But maybe it is just that little carrot when Daryl Mitchell is on strike. Is he prepared to take it on? Is he prepared to take some risk? Pakistan will be feeling if they can get a wicket, it gives them an in.
Field set for a bit of short ball work on Chapman here, but stays full and straight on this occasion. It's been hard to control that bouncer length today too. It's been a bit of zip in terms of the bounce of this pitch here at McLean Park.
Yeah, there's been some real zip through, some real carry. At times perhaps it's maybe been ever so slightly too paced in nature at the surface, but I think it's been a belter. This is the type of wicket you love to turn up for one-day cricket. Batters have had to work hard to get started. There's been enough assistance for bowlers. Bend your back, you certainly get something out of it and get the ball whistling through. But if you can get through that initial period, you are prepared to work hard, then there are runs to be scored.
It's another wides. Just looked a bit more ragged in the last couple of overs, Muhammad Ali. 8th over for him, so only the 6 overs left between Naseem Akif and Ali. 3 to come from Ralph. Salman still has 7, 32 extras in play today.
Not helping the over 8.
Nope. No, they are well behind. Good adjustment from Ali. Saw Chapman coming.
Clever, really clever. Saw Chapman get the dancing shoes on, able to react to that. It's been another good over so far in Pakistan.
He's had those 2 stationed, one at square leg and one at fine leg, and I do wonder whether he does just throw one a bit shorter to Chapman here to get him onto that pull shot or hook shot. Well, he does, and that's the result. Right between the pair of them, and a 4 to finish. 34 overs complete, 174 for 3. That's beautiful shot of downtown Napier, the Masonic building there with that famous dome, and the pier, the beach at West Shore, the Norfolk's lining Marine Parade, looking up the coast, and it's the last delivery was just a little short, but not short enough, really. It was a bit of an in-between ball that, and Chapman was onto it quickly. Well, they're not backing Salmon, I'll tell you that right now. They're desperate. They're desperate to break this partnership. 124 now.
Look, I'm all for use your best resources early. I think there's a lot of logic to that. I like it when captains back themselves to be aggressive, use their strike bowlers early, not necessarily feeling like you have to save lots of people for the last 5-6 overs. But at some stage, you have to get through 50 overs. The 4 quicks are only going to get through 40, so the other 10 have to come from somewhere.
Mitchell this time. Ball's in front of square. Just not quite the timing there at the moment for Daryl Mitchell.
And so I can understand the desire. Get a wicket, pick up a wicket, break this big partnership, then we'll get the spin on. We'll be able to rattle through some quick overs. Takes the pressure off. Those overs shouldn't get hurt too badly. But getting to the stage now, there's 7 overs left of that 5th bowler's overs. I'd say Salman Aliaga is the best option to be bowling those due to the fact that no one else has bowled in one-day international cricket. So surely you have to show a little bit of faith there. But it's now getting to the point, he's just going to have to bowl them in a row. He's going to have to bowl from one end, the off-spinner, to short square boundaries. And you're almost now just saying, well, good luck. We've rolled the dice, we've rolled it again and again and again. And, well, sorry, but you're left with having to bowl all the way through the death. You often think about talking about bowlers bowling at the death, that if they bowl 3 overs in a row, they're actually doing a great job. If you can get through 3 overs unscathed. And now this poor guy, he's got 7 he's got to get through at the back end.
He's after it, Mitchell. And there's another bit of excitement from Harris Ralph, and it's called a white by Paul Rifle. So whether he was just trying to sell that to the umpire or not. 96 one-day internationals, Paul Rifle. That's a tough sell.
Yeah, you might have seen that one once or twice before. The wicketkeeper didn't even get involved. That's when you know. That's when you know it's a proper wide. They're not trying to sell you on it.
Yeah, looking to swing. He really is now, Mitchell. He's over this. You just get a sense the mood has changed somewhat here.
This is where, to me, the patience has to come in a little bit more from Daryl Mitchell. No surprises, Mark Chapman down once again, talking. It's back through the gate. He just has to know, Daryl Mitchell, there has to be that presence of mind. Get through this tough patch, then line the off-spinner up. Put percentages in your favour. You've done all the hard work. Yes, the strike rate's not where he would like it, but you've done the work, you've put the effort in. It's just a little bit more grind, then you can really cash in.
Yeah, it takes a single this time. Chapman will be on strike. There is only 1 ball left in the over. Just see it through. I think you're right, Frank. You've reduced Pakistan out to 8 overs out of their 4 frontliners. New Zealand still has to score off 15 overs, not just off 7. So it's not just Salmon who's going to be a target, but he becomes the key to your momentum as a batting lineup. He's gone at 10s. That's a good seed to finish the over. 35 gone, 178 for 3. Beautiful day to be on the bank. Here in Napier, it's not too hot. Very little breeze around and the sun is shining. And there are 2 games remaining for the New Zealand domestic season after this. We head to Seddon Park in Kirikiriroa on Wednesday, and we wrap the season up at the beautiful Bay Oval in Mount Maunganui on Saturday, April 5. 2 games to come, and of course 65 overs left here today. Potential.
We've been talking about how they're going to fill in the 5th bowler's overs. We've had 3 from Salman Aliaga so far, and now it'll be Mohammad Irfan Khan into his 9th match. Hasn't bowled one-day international cricket as of yet.
Well, it's a single off the first ball. He has never bowled in a List A game. I don't think I've seen the likes of this before.
Oh, I love it. Surprise tactics. This, he certainly wasn't in the scouting notes.
I reckon there's about 15 squad members here who weren't expecting this, let alone us upstairs.
Yeah, just some skiddy medium pace. He's not going to bowl express. He's not going to swing the ball around corners. He's hoping to just nibble the ball around. Hit the pitch hard, bowl in that early 120 kilometres and try and make New Zealand take a big risk to score.
Oh, it's not bad. Mark Chapman can see the funny side of that. This is a good delivery, this.
Just decks it away. It can be tough to face at times, that lack of pace. Just nibbling around, stand the seam up, see what you can get out of the surface.
That's 117 k's now, that last delivery. This one is falling on the toes. I'll just get the one. Now it will be interesting to see how the Dazzler approaches this. I just wonder whether his eyes will light up.
Well, he's looked as though he wants to get into his work, wants to get into that hitting mode for the last few overs, so it's just whether he gives himself a little sighter. New bowler coming in, whether he allows himself a couple of deliveries just to see what's what. I can imagine if there's anything loose, he'll be aiming to take full toll. 4 fielders up on the offside.
It's a wide delivery. Rizwan looks indignant, but Chris Brown, no hesitation. That is wide number 18 today.
That's a dangerous delivery to bowl. Long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep square leg in place, and he goes short and wide outside the off stump.
Mitchell just pushes this down to mid-off, and it's just the one. That's a pretty handy start for Irfan Khan.
Oh, exactly. And that's what we were talking about earlier, is the ability to have someone in your team to fill that 6th bowler role. Doesn't need to be a frontliner, just needs to be able to get through some serviceable overs. And so far from what we've seen in the first 4 balls plus 1 extra, it's serviceable enough.
Not to Mark Chapman, it ain't. You can't bowl there to that man. That is 6, and that is as straight as you like. What a connection that is.
That is good striking, that is, from Mark Chapman. Just again trying to bash that hard length. It's the little skip down from Chapman. Creates the length that he's after. And he plants that 91 metres over the sight screen. I think he's had his sighters at the part-time, and now Mark Chapman.
He's run a ball 87 too. Irfan Khan, and that is whipped away at pace, but a man back in the deep. That's Akif Javed. That's the end of the over. 11 runs from it. 189 for 3.
KFC 6 and shout. Mark Chapman this time. His 3rd of the day. That is high, long and handsome. That is from Chapman.
He's whipped off the pads. That's a fine shot. Chapman is starting to go here. He's into the 90s.
Ooh, can't bowl there. Keith back into the attack. From the Centennial stand end. It's just on the hip of Chapman. He is a man in form and he will not miss out on those. 80 metres into the stands. Feels like foot down time now for New Zealand.
That was Frankie Mackay-like, that shot.
Mirror image.
Same park, same stand, same result. Muscles this through mid-wicket, just the one. And this is the danger for Pakistan now. They've got part-timers at the other end, but New Zealand, I think, are going to look to be relentless from this point on. They know now, Frank, with 13.4 overs to go in the innings, still hitting power to come in the shape of Bracewell, Abbas, Hay and Smith. In terms of recognised batsmen. So this is a danger time in this game for Pakistan. Mitchell this time wants to get in on the fun, and he's found the gap. That's 4 more. 11 runs off the first 3 balls of the over, and the 200 up for New Zealand.
Didn't get it perfectly, Daryl Mitchell, but good enough. Splits the 2 in the deep. And it's just power. Still hits high on the blade. There's still assistance there for the bowlers. On that occasion, that is Daryl Mitchell. 150-run partnership comes up between these two. Mitchell 44 off 66. Chapman, the dominant partner, 88 off just 78 balls.
Mitchell went following one. It was up periscope on a slower delivery.
I'll be disappointed with that. A little bit of frustration there. Deep third in place, but they are really fine. So there would have been the thinking if he could have got that up and over point. That was runs for the taking.
Keith does a really good job in his run-up hiding that seam position too, doesn't he? That's the other thing about him. Doesn't give a lot away in terms of where the ball is in the hand.
Yeah, I've really liked him. I really like the way he's gone about his work. I think shaped the ball early on, was very prepared to go to the short ball, bowled up in the 140s, bowled across multiple spells. Lots to like there. Seen him in little bits of the PSL and BPL, but nice to see him live and in the flesh. I think there is a lot to like for Pakistan with this young quick.
Well, it's now the highest 4th wicket stand for New Zealand in Napier, going past the mark of 144 set by Stephen Fleming and Shane Thompson way back in 1994. So it's been a nice addition to the stat box today from these two. 201 for 3. That's the fall of wickets for New Zealand. Been a long time, hasn't it, since the last one. 151 this partnership now between Chapman and Mitchell. Highest ever 4th wicket stand at Napier. And they're chasing down further marks too. Irfan Khan is going to return for a 2nd over, which makes it his 2nd over in one-day international cricket. Mitchell on 45. Oh, couldn't get it through. Feels like he's missed out there, Mitchell. Just lost his balance on the shot touch.
Yeah, throws the head back in frustration. Those fielders all up on the offside, just a long off in place. There he goes, full and wide. And he said to find a gap, did Daryl Mitchell.
This time it's a single down to long off. Chapman has been the aggressor in this partnership. 95 now. 2 big sixes in the last couple of overs. Oh, and he's missed out there, and there is an appeal. And it's quite a vociferous one as well. Chris Brown keeps the hand by his side, and they're going to have a look here, I think. Does indeed. Tees it up with 1 second left on the timer. Got a long way across, Chapman. It'd be interesting to see this.
TV umpire to director. We have a player review for LBW. On-field decision is not out. Check the feet. It's a fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please. Front on coming up now. Okay, ball passes close to the back. Can we confirm with all tread when available, please? Okay, rolling through. Yeah, keep rolling through. Yeah, flat line all the way through to the pad, please. Yeah, pass the gloves. Okay, flat line, clear gap between bat and ball. No bat involved, so ball tracking when available, please. Okay, original decision is not out. It's pitching outside leg stump, Chris. So still the original decision, stand by. On screen, signal now.
Well, there's a waft of desperation that has floated across McLean Park. DRS has dismissed that. Irfan Khan. And down the wicket comes Mark Chapman. Just looking to access that leg side. Can't quite get hold of it. He moves to 96.
Yeah, wasn't a whole lot right with that review for Pakistan. As they lose a review, go down to just having the 1 left. Been a very tidy over so far. Irfan Khan.
She was trying to hit that to Hastings. He'll get a single again. 1 ball remaining in the over. Just the 3 runs from it. From the Pakistan point of view, it's a handy return.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a heave, Daryl Mitchell. See that he's wanting to be aggressive, wanting to take the game on. The timing's just not there at the moment.
Chapman down the ground, gets enough of that, brings up 100. Fist pump and a cutter with Mitchell. That is a fantastic innings. Real grit, real determination, and some power hitting to boot. A 3rd one-day international century, a 2nd for New Zealand, and a 1st against Pakistan. And the crowd applauds. A genuine knock, this.
No nervous 90s jinx from us today. Mark Chapman, he has absolutely steamed through the 90s, put the foot down, looking to be really aggressive, and you can see what it means to him to bring up the 3 figures. Warm applause all around the ground. Excellent innings from Mark Chapman. The best part of it yet, there's still 12 overs to go.
Yep, and with that shot, not only 100 for Chapman, but New Zealand's highest 4th wicket partnership against Pakistan, eclipsing the previous best of 157. Set by Hamish Marshall and Mr. Craig McMillan. Howls of outrage emerge from the commentary box. Are we sure it was Hamish?
Oh, just having a quick look at where around the ground Mark Chapman has scored his runs so far today. 4 sixes, 11 fours in that innings. He has been particularly savage, that leg side. And now he's got Naseem Shah to contend with.
Pakistan are going to have some serious issues around the field as well, Frank, because they're going to lose an outfielder at some point in this innings. As soon as the time runs out, that's a fielder inside. So New Zealand are going to have more opportunities, which is the last thing that man needs. But such has been the innings: 34 extras, 18 wides. I mean, that's 3 extra overs they've had to bowl.
Yeah, haven't made it easy on themselves, that's for sure. And there will be some time allowances taken into account, injury, drinks break, all that stuff. But you have to feel they are a long way behind. And that's the downside of having a lot of pace bowlers to get through. Normally you're banking on at least 10 overs of spin, often more. But in this situation, it's basically been all the seamers.
35 minutes remaining in the official innings time, and Pakistan has still got to get through 11.3 overs. So they are, by all estimations, 4 overs behind. Oh, gave himself room, Mitchell. Gets 1, comes back for 2, and that's going to be 50 for Daryl Mitchell. Once again, he's had to work hard today, Mitchell. 50 off 74. But he has shown his class once more. This partnership with Chapman, it's been outstanding. And Mitchell has played a fantastic hand here. That's his 9th half century. Go with 6 centuries as well. What an international career he's had, and now some icing on the cake, and jeepers, I thought there was going to be trouble with the hoardings there for Taib Tahir. Mitchell thinks it's party time, Frank.
Well, there you go. There's the timing that he's been searching for all innings. Gets a good piece of that one, even with long on in place. Backed himself to clear the man in the deep. 80 metres straight down the ground. It might have been his slowest ODI half-century in New Zealand, but as you said, party time now for Mitchell.
Oh, tries to go again, and there's an appeal, and he's on his knees, but it's going to go to the boundary. There's more leg buys in the book. 14 runs from the over, all the 2s. 222 for 3. Chapman 101, Mitchell 56, New Zealand 222, and Pakistan in a bit of hurt here. They started so well today. Seamers had the ball talking. New Zealand had to weather the storm. Slow ball from Muhammad Ali, and Chapman was through the shot before the ball arrived.
Big change of pace there. Muhammad Ali down at 100 kilometres an hour. Back of the hand, little leg roller. Really early through the shot, Mark Chapman. Good bit of deception from Ali to start the over off. And you feel that's going to be key. Heading into the last 10, it's going to be boundary hunting time for New Zealand. And so those changes of pace are going to be really important. They've seen a little hint of grip in the surface. And so they're going to have to be clever about how and when they use their variations. Can they go Yorkers, try and offer themselves a little bit more protection straight down the ground, being the longer boundaries?
Oh, Mitchell clubs it straight to long on. And trying to get a little straighter on that shot, not to be, but keeps the score ticking over.
And again, pace off, and you feel that that is very likely to be the plan at the death, and that's what Daryl Mitchell's signalling to Chapman, is that it is the out the back of the hand, comes out almost like a little leg cutter as well. And just hold and go slightly away from the right-handed Daryl Mitchell.
Well, the good news is that they both face one so far in this over. It's Chapman coming down to this one. It's full. Back on pace this time from Ali.
Oh, it's fair thump there. There's Chapman. Ali's done really well to get a hand out, saved a couple of runs for sure. Will we see any of the off-spinner coming into the last 10 overs? Gone for 32 in the 3 overs he's bowled so far, so it would be a brave decision. But again, that 5th set's only gone for 5 overs.
Oh, Mitchell gets it over the top. Not quite all of it again for Mitchell, but plenty is enough here. 19th boundary of the innings. Boundary 4, that is.
Yeah, pace on once again. Daryl Mitchell just backing his raw power, swinging hard through that leg side. Just manages to clear mid-wicket in the circle. Hits the pockets well, Daryl Mitchell. Yeah, strike rate on the climb now, almost up to 80.
Has to wait an age again. Mitchell did well in the end. Clever bowling this from Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, slower ball bouncer on that occasion. And to me, I think Salman Ali-Agar, I think he's done enough bowling in international cricket that you can back him in this last 10. Love to see him come into the attack just for something different. At the moment, it's been a lot of pace, and more pace. We've seen the slower balls have been effective this over. Go to your spinner, back him in.
Chapman, has he got all of that? Has he got enough? No, not for the boundary. It's cut off on the rope, but only just. Abdullah Shafiq out there made that look tough. 10 runs from the last over, 10 overs to come, 2-3, 2 for 3. Just going to check this here. Have a look at where the foot lands. Is he on the Toblerone? Oh, I think that's going to be just fine.
Ten overs to go here in Napier. Partnership of 182 between Mark Chapman and Daryl Mitchell is going gangbusters here. Pakistan are under the pump. And now their 5th bowler, who's been exposed in this innings, is having to bowl in the final 10 overs of the innings. 2 players that are in. So it's a dangerous time for Pakistan, who had New Zealand 3 for 50 at one stage. Oh, get a single as well. It's party time. It really is party time now for these two players, Mark Richardson. Pakistan, after a good start, are under the pump.
Yeah, I feel I should start this commentary stint with an apology to our graphics department.
I've never heard of an apology coming from you.
Well, they brought one up of about 15 overs and they had New Zealand getting above 300, and I thought, oh, God, that's right out of the ballpark. I know more than me.
It might have been a bit on the light side. 233 for 3 with 10 overs to go.
Oh, it's staggering. It really is, the situation.
It's just been an outstanding partnership all around, the way that these two players assess conditions. Got through a period that was difficult, it really was. Pakistan were bowling well. There was some movement in the air, there was some movement off the surface, some extra bounce. They assessed that, they got through it, and they've reaped the rewards and now have New Zealand in a very strong position.
Yeah, I feel Pakistan were a little bit unlucky through that middle period.
Oh, bang. He's a heavy hitter. Has he got enough? He has. Of course he has. Biggest part of the ground here at McLean Park, but not big enough for Daryl Mitchell. He peels off another 6.
This turned into a nightmare for Salman. Such a responsibility, being the spin bowler in the team in these conditions, the 5th bowler, and he is taking a hiding at the moment.
He sure is. New Zealand have targeted him. There is 6 more. Back to back, touch short. And the day is going from bad to worse for the off spinner. Daryl Mitchell is racing along.
We just can't find a length. Chapman got him a couple of times with shorter ones too. After being hit for 6 or under pressure, he's gone for that shorter or that quicker ball, and he's just dragged it. New Zealanders have accepted that with glee.
It's in the air, but it's going to land on the bounce to mid-off. This partnership now is the highest partnership for New Zealand against Pakistan for any wicket. Going past Fleming and Astle, who did it for the first wicket against Pakistan back in 2001 in Dunedin. Partnership is now 197 rig. And there's still plenty on offering with these two.
Yeah, when I say that, I think Pakistan didn't have much luck. Once they had New Zealand 3 and these two were in trying to graft, there was some top edges, ball going past inside edges. It could have been different.
Please, you're allowed a little bit of luck in difficult conditions when the ball's doing plenty. We'll come back to that. End of the 41st, 248 for 3. New Zealand racing along at over 6 and over now, 248 for 3 in projected scores. Quite remarkable after the first 20 overs of this match that you'd even been considering something with a 3 in the front of it. But such has been the partnership. There's an appeal here, more in hope than anything else. Must have flicked the pad because no signal from Chris Brown. But the issue for Pakistan is being their 5th bowler rig. The fact that, just flick the pad. That the 5th bowler was an off spinner, so they put all the eggs in the baskets, in the one basket with the fast bowlers up front. And so to me it says that there's no real balance to the side when you've only got 4 bowlers plus a part-timer.
Well, the incentive was there as well early to keep those seamers going because they were going past the bat and they were creating half chances. So you bowl them deeper. If they don't get wickets, now you've got to bring in your 5th bowler who's an off-feed to 2 batters who have got a feel for it. They've got themselves in, and it's like, oh, thank you very much.
Well, now they're facing, he's teed off. Big appeal. No, says Chris Brown. Straight upstairs, Mohammad Rizwan. He heard something. They're going to check it up.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review for caught behind. On-field decision is not out. Check the feet, it's a fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please. Front on coming up now. Okay, ball is close to the bat, so we'll confirm with ultra edge when available, please. Just waiting for ultra edge, Chris. Going through. Okay, yeah, just freeze it there, please. Freeze it there. We've got the bat on ball. There's no gap, so the ball has hit the bat. Chris, actually, just walk through to the catch as well, please.
Change of decision coming here, and it's going to go in favour.
Yeah, thank you.
Of Pakistan.
Just walk through to the catch. Just want to see the catch, please. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that carried.
All right, Chris, you're on screen. Signal out.
Good stuff from Pakistan. They get one right. Irfan Khan's picked up his first ODI wicket. Terrific innings from Daryl Mitchell comes to an end. He goes for 76 from 84, top knot, and New Zealand are 249 for 4. Exciting time for this young man, Mohammad Abbas, on debut. Are his numbers domestically in the New Zealand one-day competition, the Ford Trophy. Good average, 100, 350's good strike rate. Promotion in the order. He's gone ahead of the skipper, Michael Bracewell. Born in Lahore, moved to New Zealand as a youngster. And now wearing the silver fern. He is underway straight away. Nice piece of timing.
Well, you wouldn't mind starting off against Irfan Khan, with all due respect to Irfan Khan. Yeah, here's a little nicker. Mitchell's sort of shaking his head as if he didn't think he'd hit that. The appeal was one of those, as if, well, that's just out. Mitchell hung around and was pretty disappointed as he walked off.
Yeah, you're right, Red. This, I mean, it's going to be called wide. This is as tame as it gets at international level. Pakistan have their 5th and their 6th bowler on at the moment at a crucial time when really it should be the big guns that are back bowling. It's because the way things have gone, Mohammad Rizwan used his resources early and he's paying the price for it now.
As I say, I can understand why, because the carrot was always there. You knocked over one of Mitchell or Chapman early. You got a debutant coming in, and you're in total control.
Yeah, you always need a 6th bowler though, Rigger. To me, it's unbalanced. You've got 4 frontline bowlers, a part-time off spinner, and no one else. You need more balance than that amongst your lineup. Otherwise, it makes it very difficult. Well, that's down the leg side. It's going to be called wide. Wide's been an issue today. That's number 20. So Pakistan are a long way behind where they should be with quite a few overs to go. So there'll be a penalty for that.
Well, they might have to bowl the last 4 or so overs with a player in. Only 4 allowed outside. I reckon you should also have to lose that player off the park.
You're just thinking of a way to get off the park and sit on the bench and watch. 255 for 4.
मैं बाहर करूंगा उसको बाहर रखना
8 overs left for New Zealand, 255 for 4. Chapman 108. Mohamed Abbas on debut has just arrived at the crease. Oh, bang down the ground. Has he got enough? He has. He's got power. Oh, he's putting on a display here in Napier. And that's his 5th 6. This is impressive stuff from the left-hander.
He's actually making these boundaries look a little bit small, and they're not that small here when you go down the ground, even though they have brought them in a little bit. Was tossed up into that step hit sort of territory. Was not going to miss out on that. Right in the slot.
Well, Salmon saying, what do I do? Oh, this time he goes wide and it's hard out to cover. He's going at near on 13 and over. Into his 5th over, he's already gone for 55. Probably feels like this is a T20, just come from a T20 series. New Zealand have been so smart, so clever the way they've targeted the 5th bowler, and they've had the resources through that big partnership to actually hurt Pakistan.
They need to get 3 more out of Salman and Khan.
I'll say it again, Rick. They left the 5th bowler too long, even with the conditions. They left it too long to exactly what is happening should have happened. They used all their resources up top, and now it's party time for the New Zealand batters. Oh, up into the stand, up into the Harris stand, long way back. Missed the cops, and it's gone under the stairwell. This is such good stuff from Chapman.
Yeah, and once again he's just dropped short. Every time he's dropped short, it's been too often, he's been punished. Long hop plonked into the stand here, and this short boundary square. You cannot err on that short side.
Still gone 90 metres, so it would have been 6 on any ground around the world. Oh, this time he's gone up and over cover, 1 bounce 4. Doesn't matter where he bowls at Salman here, he's going the distance. Chapman's on a heater, up to 125.
That's great. That's just bat speed, pure bat speed there. I don't think you can afford to bowl him again. I think you've just got to find someone else who can bowl.
Highest ODI score now for Mark Chapman, I agree. I mean, Salman is saying, please give the ball to someone else. End this misery. 5 overs, none for 67. 43 gone, 274 for 4. Surely Salman's saying, skipper, have some mercy. Throw the ball to someone else. I've given you 5 of my best. They haven't been too good today. But he has been outstanding as Mark Chapman. What a player he is. 126 not out. Still 7 overs left for him to have some fun. His highest score.
Yeah, and it's nice to actually go past, with all due respect to the UAE and Scotland, it's nice to put Pakistan at the top of the list, isn't it?
Just love the tempo that he's gone throughout this innings. Irfan Khan still got some work to do. It's whipped away into the gap. Large pockets here at McLean Park, and they'll come back for a nice comfortable 2. The running's been good too from New Zealand. This is quite remarkable, Rigger, when you think back to the bounce and the movement in those first 20-25 overs. New Zealand weathered the storm, and now they've turned it around. The pressure is right on Pakistan. And that's going to be 4 more. Just whipped off his hip. And the boundaries continue to flow for New Zealand.
Yeah, weather the storm's a good way to put it, because it was a bit of a storm. He's seen him go to the leg side there, Khan, and so he's tried to follow him, but just not quite got the line right. And he's starting to realise that bowling's actually quite hard, isn't it?
Oh, that's it, flat and hard. What a catch. Oh, that's a super catch. Not sure, maybe just checking with his feet, but it looked like it was taken. It was some grab. because that was going like a rocket. And if Khan's picked up a second, it could well be the end of the innings for Mark Chapman. They'll just want to check upstairs.
TV umpire 2 director, we have an umpire review for a fair catch. I've checked the feet, it's a fair delivery. Just the angle of the catch, please. Okay, takes the ball cleanly. Do we have anything from side on there, please, Mark? Can't quite tell from that angle. Anything from elevated? So this is the only footage that we have at the moment. So rolling through. Okay, and down. Okay, I can't see any movement in the boundary. Just keep rolling through, please. Yeah, still no movement, and just keep rolling through. And just confirm, Mark, that's the only footage that you have. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm satisfied that the catch has been taken cleanly. Ready for my decision on the big screen.
That's some catch by tell you. Yeah, you see that's out. Out, up on the board. It will end Mark Chapman's terrific innings. Really was terrific knock, and there'll be plenty of applause as he walks off McLean Park. New Zealand's left-hander, 132 from 111, fine knock. 280 for 5 New Zealand. Well, it doesn't get any easier for Pakistan because Michael Bracewell, who's got plenty of power and can be destructive at the end of an innings, is out in the middle, the New Zealand captain. Look at that strike rate. Another left-hander. That'll be wide. Another one to add to the tally down the leg side. Well, Rigger, this was some catch. Fine innings by Chapman, but took something special to get rid of him.
Oh, this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It shows the mental frame that Pakistan are in right now, because there was zero celebration. I don't care what the game situation is. You celebrate a catch like that.
Oh, bang! Bracewell's underway. What a way to get off the mark. Just a touch short, put up into the stand. That's good from the New Zealand skipper.
He said he had power. He just saw this short. It was thank you very much. And he gets an opportunity like that, he's not missing out. I don't think he really even gave that the full kitchen sink.
Oh, that's well bowled. That's nipped back. That's close. Oh, Pakistan will want to have a look at this, I reckon. Nice piece of bowling. Khan's got 2. Has he got 3? One review left for Pakistan.
Go on. Yeah.
TV umpire 2 director, we have a player review for LBW. On-field decision is not out. I've checked the feet, it's a fair delivery. Front on spin vision, please. Okay, ball is very close to the bat and the pad at the same time. Piece would be an inside edge, but I just want to confirm with ultra edge whenever, please. Get rolling through. Yeah, take that back, please. Yeah, take that back and just frame by frame very slowly. Yeah, and just take it back and